New York City, New York. Um, we picked up in the nightclub Nightshade, where you all pursued the apparent leader or person in charge of the cult going ons there within Acheron, fighting his two bulky berserker friends and rising to the occasion
Berserker.
by making Aerith and Ken large and then turning Nicholas into a giant gorilla. We had a massive kaiju battle in a nightclub, and it was pretty dang dope. While
Wow.
Oni pursued the fleeing Korivor, as I think you guys learned his name. I think it was said maybe once by the woman during the interrogation. But Oni chased him down, managed to subdue him and capture him without killing him. Same with the woman who had come to consciousness only to stagger out into the front of the building and be shot by an arrow because Takashi was definitely watching the exits. And as things died down, he came in with the. Uh, you really didn't know anything about them at the time. The woman in tow, and you guys kind of discussed where to go and what to do next. Opting to head to Koro's apartment as a safe place to interrogate the two captives, you guys threw them in Oni's hole and teleported to Koro's.
Say it like that.
Koro's being empty and abandoned at this time of day as she was still on her way home. A few minutes had only passed, about 10 minutes since you guys had separated with her. So you guys waited anxiously for her to arrive while you checked in on your unconscious contraband and waited for them to recover. You took a short rest, patched some wounds, recovered some hit dice, watched some TV, and then Koro finally came home. Alive and well, Takashi was relieved and led her back into her bedroom where she could not have to watch what was going to happen next because he didn't know how brutal it was going to be. You guys opened up the hole, finding your two captives conscious and angry. The leader having been collared with one of the strange, like half acrylic, half metallic esque collars that seem to block all ability to speak and cast magic. You spoke mostly with the woman, performed a little bit of mimicry or miming with Korivor himself, determining the right key eventually to unlock Koro's necklace or collar and then his, keys being number 6 and 9, respectively. Um,
Got
I'm just like running it through in my head as I do all this.
it.
You discovered the true nature of, or at least somewhat of the true nature of the woman who was in the hole that you had taken captive, finding the tattoo with the draconic name Avis on the back of her neck and some green dragon scales. As Ken drew his sword to execute justice upon Korivor as he lay or kneeled in the hole, his sword's greenish or green rune glowing alight with the presence of a green dragon nearby, and then a clattering from behind. In a momentary distraction, Korivor seized the opportunity to dimension door himself away with a subtle spell. Or, no, it wasn't even a subtle spell. It was, you guys tried to counterspell it, but it failed. And he was out onto the sidewalk where he wormed for a bit, but you guys didn't see that. Um, while he was gone, you interrogated the woman a little bit more before knocking her unconscious. Aerith delved into her memories where he found a kind of beautiful swamp. And swamps are difficult to be beautiful because it's naturally kind of like just fetid and gross, but it had this kind of sweet, toxic smell in the air, and the mud was crisp and clean, and so it had a very earthy and natural feel to it. And as he stepped into this cabin, he found the young woman laying in a bed with her covers pulled up over her, asleep. And as you attempted to wake her from her rest, the voice that you had been speaking to cut into the serenity of the moment and cast you out of the memory, questioning what the hell you were doing in there in the first place.
What you
Um,
doing in my swamp?
missed opportunity. I couldn't seize it now, but
I was surprised you didn't add in the toad from Baldur's Gate.
um, but being
Good
cast back
spot.
into your conscious body, you relayed the information to the rest of the party, and Ken, recognizing her as something dangerous, um, potentially related to what happened with Kintoji, killed her in the hole, releasing the green energy from her body into the universe around you. You were then left with a body in the portable hole. In the quiet aftermath of everything that happened, Oni leapt out onto the balcony and pursued Korivor down the street, finding him fleeing with some hastily called allies who had picked him up off the side of the road in one of these strange electric vehicles. Um, Oni's speed and dexterity unmatched. He caught up to the wagon before it could catch or gain speed. Leaping around to the side of it, he looked in through the window, manifest his echo, and murdered Korivor in cold blood. I mean, it was definitely hot blood because there was definitely some adrenaline pumping from that, but he was definitely not expecting that. And as the other guards turned
Not.
out the window to look and to see what the hell had just happened, Oni drifted off the back, landed on the street, and returned to Koro's apartment to inform the rest of the party that it was done and that he is dead. You guys discussed what to do next, where to go. Koro took the evening with Takashi to kind of discuss things. Takashi had asked you earlier to take her with you back to the material plane, back to Iriabor, afraid that she wasn't safe here in Acheron anymore. He convinced her to, and while it took a little bit of time and cajoling to get her out of her apartment, you eventually were able to get her luggage together, get her ready to go, and the five of you and Koro left Takashi to follow the list of names that had been provided for him. One of which being familiar, the name LeBron, the former leader of the BID, who Takashi had been attempting to reach out to and couldn't. He's now the director of Homeland Security and one of the more influential members of Acheronian government.
Macaroni.
Macaroni government. Um, yeah. So you said your goodbyes once again, second time in probably a week, and returned to Iriabor via the fork you had taken from the cafeteria. You arrived within the cafeteria to see Emmeline and Chad having a late dinner or early dinner, beef stroganoff, and as you all kind of appeared in this space, there was a short gasp of surprise, but that's kind of what adventurers do, and the rest of the group, or the other group at the other table, went back to their meal while you filled in Emmeline on everything that had happened. She got Koro a room here within the guild hall, and then you guys took to your independent evening's rests. Ken got some scissors and a mirror and utilized the small washroom that is an ensuite to Emmeline's room to give himself a much needed trim. Aerith spent time writing in his book, and then as he went to sleep, found a letter that drifted out gently, fell upon the floor, and as he read it, his eyes drifting over the words, his sleep began to creep in. And it's not normal for sleep to creep in for an elf. They get tired, but you get that feeling of like, I just need to sit and let my mind heal in meditation. This was deep, deep tired. And so you folded up your letter, tucked it into your nightstand, crawled into the covers like any other human. And Aerith fell into a deep, deep sleep. I don't think I'm missing anything. Did I forget anything?
I think Mia was like, what? I think Mia was like wondering if it hurt when Ken cut his hair. He was asking
Concerned
it.
about
Yes.
bodily augmentation
Yes.
Yeah.
and
yes.
wondering if she should cut her hair too.
Very true. Very true. Well, as Aerith falls into deep slumber, the sounds of snoring and gentle breathing throughout this room, only you sit and listen to the sounds of your comrades as they find rest. Unfortunately for all your comrades, it's not the best night's rest. Ken, as you drift off to sleep tonight, you have a lot on your mind. The implications of what you had learned in Acheron on top of the new technologies you'd been experienced to, that's a lot to have to contemplate. So it takes a minute for you to kind of toss and turn and finally find some semblance of sleep. As you fall into, here, let me get my notes up here. As you fall into this kind of deep, deep sleep, you find yourself upon the balcony of the Platinum Enclave. It is night, and there is a beautiful starscape above you. The clouds beneath the balcony. You kind of like take it in and recognize this as before Starfall fell into the ocean. You look off to one side and you see Rose pacing back and forth. There's this kind of angry static around the edge of the dream that crackles, and it almost hurts to have your eyes open, your ears open, but you can't close them. It's just sort of like this invasive static. And as they're pacing back and forth, you hear, actually roll me a perception check. We'll do this with the game.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, it's a good roll. You hear them kind of muttering to themselves. How dare they? I can't believe they still haven't reached out. Are they really going to punish me for standing up for myself? It's bullshit. It's just bullshit. They look over to where you're standing and turn towards you. What do you do, Ken?
I guess the first thing was like to try to walk up and call out to him.
Okay. As you step forward, they kind of like take a step back and hold their hand out. Roll me an insight check. Jeez. There's a look of like confusion across their face for a moment, and then it hardens, and you stay right there. You don't get any closer. If you've got something to say, you could say it from there.
Rose,
Rude.
what's been going on? Are you okay? Was Taz okay? What's been going on? We've been trying to reach out, but something was blocking the communications. When Emmeline and Panther tried to contact you and Taz McKellar, some sort of rebound hit them and it hurt them.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. God damn it. God damn it.
Oh.
You kind of like, you see your words heartfelt, filled with passion, and they hit, and there's just this hardening of their face. Yeah. I've heard it all before. Don't you understand? They don't care about us beyond what pieces of us or the world they could own. Why doesn't anyone understand? Just kind of just doesn't seem to recognize the words you're saying. They're just filled with their own vitriol.
Rose, do you recognize me at all? Like, it's me, Ken, actually, genuinely here. This is not some weird dream.
Roll me another persuasion check.
Oh my god.
You call out, you plead to them, but they're not listening. Their face condenses and scrunches up. It seems to go almost manic, and they go, "Oh, I see you. I see you. I recognize you." Rose strides towards you. Each step, they grow larger and larger until they stand towering over you. "How does it feel to be small next to your friends?" Their voice is filled with anger. "To be disregarded by the people who were family!" They swing back and kick out, slamming into your body. You feel their boot hit you, and you fly off the balcony of the Platinum Keep, over the edge, into the shadowy abyss. And then you wake up, in your bed, in Uriapur. Oni, you probably hear the, of somebody who woke up out of a bad dream.
God, this is not good. We gotta find a way to clear the air. But every time we try, something rebounds. This is getting out of hand. We gotta figure out some way. Damn it. I guess we can, I don't know, have Emmeline reach out again. Maybe what was causing the rebound before, maybe it stopped. I don't know. We gotta try. I don't want Rose to think we've abandoned them, because that's not true.
Does anybody else want to be awake, chime in, respond to Ken? I don't have
I'm
an NPC
asleep.
here. Yeah, you're very much asleep. Unfortunately, you're in a very, very godly induced dream at the moment.
Would it have woken me up?
After he started talking, yeah.
She'll just kind of sit up and rub her eyes a little. What's going on, Ken?
Oh, hey, sorry. I must have spoken too loud. I just had a really horrific dream, and now my mind is racing on how to resolve the situation. I'm sorry for waking you up.
It's okay. If you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, maybe talking will help my brain straighten things out, and maybe we can find a way to resolve all this. And then I guess he'll go into talking about Rose, and I guess going on about what they've done together, and I guess what led them to being separated, and I guess the two dreams that he's had of them so far. And he's aware that there is a spell that allows people to, I guess, enter people's dreams. And
um, while Ken talks, I guess Mia will get up out of her bed and go over and sit on his bed with him and just like listen as he talks.
bros. They are so angry, almost inconsolably so. I tried to talk to them, but I don't know. It's their anger is they've always been like more emotional, but this is a lot. I don't think I can get through with just me. I'm gonna need some help somehow.
Mm, well, I don't really know any magic that does that like you were talking about. I could try to find something, I guess, tomorrow. But if you tried, you said you tried to talk.
Yeah, but I I don't have the ability to, I guess, open up the conversation. If that makes sense. I don't have the ability to cast that spell and try to send communications the other way. And they sound like they're on the verge of just staying where they are and not coming back. But I don't want that to happen. They're like my little sibling. They're family. I don't want them to think I've abandoned them just because of a little spat. I mean, granted, it's more than a little spat, but
A big spat.
in, in comparison to what all we've done and been through, it's that's minuscule.
Mm,
I just want them to come home.
I'm sure they want that too.
God damn it! If I have to find a way into wherever they are, then
If
so be
anyone
it.
could figure it out, I suppose it would be you. You're smart. She kind of just like leans against your shoulder and closes her eyes.
Yeah, thank you. I guess I am the brains of this outfit, so to speak. Well, me and Arif, but I'm more of the technical side. He's more the mystical side.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe we'll figure something out.
If
I
there's
appreciate
any
that.
way that, yeah, if there's any way I can help, if you can think of a way to combine my magic with your smart, and then maybe we can figure something out.
It's worth a shot, but as of right now, I have no way of opening up communications to wherever they are. All right, so out of character, do we know they're in the Feywild
Roll me an
yet?
insight check. I mean, at this point, you know that they're not on the material plane, and you know that they are a fey creature. It's safe to assume that if you can't reach them here, if they're not on this plane, there's very little other place they would go.
Well, all evidence points to them possibly being in the Feywild, so that narrows things down. So maybe we can. We'll figure out a way. I just
I
hope
don't
it.
know how to get there.
Yeah, all the people that we know kind of went with them. I think Tasmakilla, maybe.
Well, you're not going to get any further tonight by worrying about it, so you should probably just sleep.
Yeah, yeah. I can, I can try to sleep. Yeah, sleep's. Yeah, sleep's probably step one of
Okay.
everything.
She'll just lay down on your bed, staying there, and just curl up.
Slightly confused, but
Too tired.
fine,
Sleep time.
fine. I guess I'll acquiesce and try to lay back down and try to fall back asleep.
It takes time, but having not for me, Mia's out like a light, but for Ken, it takes time. Having an active mind, you ruminate on the dream for probably an hour or so before you finally drift back off to sleep. And it's an uneventful, peaceful sleep. The rest of you awaken the next morning. Everyone gets their long rest. Aerith, when you awaken, you feel like a different person, new. Like your mind is clear for the first time in weeks. You can think and you feel the tips of your fingers that expanded arcane potential.
Just gonna walk out and get some breakfast.
Hey. What's everybody else doing today? What's on the agenda?
Training, meditating.
Okay.
Because I want to try to meditate some more because I haven't had a chance to recently.
Mhm. It's kind of hard when you're in the field.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're doing morning training. Then yeah, let's go ahead and roll our morning trainings here in Eriabor as you guys utilize the familiar and well-used training grounds in the yard. Oni and Ken practicing their fighting styles and along with Mia, because I forget Mia's in there with Oni and his shadow,
She
so that she
she
practiced
would have
the.
just slept in this morning
Whoa.
because
Okay.
we're on beds again.
That's fair.
Don't remember what to roll. Is it Constitution? No, it's not Constitution. Is it?
Because you're doing.
Defensive fighter.
Yeah, it is Constitution now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yep. Okay.
You fucking
So-
serious.
Hey, just get them all out now, man. It's fine. It's fine.
You know what? This is paybacks for that double crit from that fight.
That's exactly what it was. Oh, that was
Right.
gorgeous.
Double crit and then double nat ones.
Were you doing any training, Aerith, with everybody?
Yeah.
Just want to get the.
Though my thing isn't working.
Oh no.
I don't know.
Character sheet. I gave you the new one. Oh, your token might be still tied to the old one. Hold on.
Nice.
Oh god, there's so many now. Okay. All right. Token is now tied to the correct sheet. The other sheet had a different token, but I think it's an older one.
It probably is an older one. Yeah.
That one? Okay.
Yeah, that was like
Act 2.
two drawings ago.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that one was added into this one as like a, this is the one I want to use or what, but.
No, it was because it came from. I did all the editing from the character lab, so I didn't change any of the drawings. That's why. Let's see.
That's where I moved it from, like
No,
yesterday.
it's still
I
not
think.
working.
It's still
I'm
not
getting
working.
like. It keeps telling me no attribute was found for, and then just says the character sheet.
Our boy lost his attribute privileges apparently.
Apparently.
It worked
No
for
attributes
me.
for
Hold
you.
on, let me actually.
Okay, so there are two Aerith Zataras up in the Wanderer of Starlight subfolder. That's the one you should be using.
Yeah, that's one. Let me.
It should be the second one, the one with like the wipe. I'm just gonna take the other one away from you.
Revoke
Removing
your
my
privileges.
You don't get your old self anymore.
He's dead.
He's dead. I refreshed the page, so hopefully maybe that will do it.
I rolled a 16 on the die.
I clicked intelligent. Oh, hold on, it's loading. Nope, I'm still getting an error message.
What the heck?
I don't know what's going on. Is everything else broken? Ew, oh. Yeah, everything else is showing that same error message. I don't know what's going on. Is it like a glitch
Okay.
because they updated the website?
Maybe. I don't know. Go ahead and roll. Just do like a d20 plus 6 for your intelligence, and we'll just kind of do this manually for right now. I'll try moving your character sheet
Okay.
again.
Plus 6 is 10. Yay.
Oh no. Okay, so that is 3d6 for Nicholas, 3d6 for Oni, 1d6 for Ken, and 1d6 for Aerith.
Oh, my weapons aren't on here. Hold on.
No, which means that they need to be here.
26.
Yeah, 1d6. Here, let me give you, so you can see your old one.
What
Again,
was it again?
for you, it was
I'm
3d6.
curious, is my old one working?
'Cause it could be that they have the same name, and that's the problem. Your old one works.
You rolled something, and you rolled the same thing.
Yep, you did.
Congrats.
That's fate. Well, we'll play it by ear for now, and then
Yeah.
it'll probably take me an hour or so to fix it. I'll just have to go through and recreate the character sheet from the character mancer. I'm sure something borked somewhere, but yeah.
I'll just
We'll
keep them
have
both
no
open
problems in the
just
last
for the
fight.
stats, or yeah, just
Yeah.
for...
That's why I gave you back the old one so you could have both. But
Hey
all
guys,
right, so
now I'm 100 out of my for learning how to use alchemy supplies.
hey, you're getting there.
Yeah.
You're getting there.
Oh.
You got it.
All right, so as you guys head out to your morning training, taking in the beautiful late spring morning here within Erebor, this very central temperate climate on a river, you really can't ask for a better environment. There's a breeze in the air, there's the sound of the city around you, and after the depths of the mountain and the colds of the snow, it's nice to be back in Erebor. Guys, wrap up your training. Ken, roll me a wisdom as well for your meditation. Since you said you wanted to do that too.
Mhm.
Okay.
What?
I mean, it's so narratively appropriate though, because it's just there's so much on your mind, and while you reach into that tempest and reach out for those points, those stars in the distance, you can see the two that you've connected with so far, Paladin and White Mage, both kind of glistening with just like a little bit more vibrancy than the others. And as you kind of like reach out towards one more, it seems to come out of nowhere, manifested, materialized in your mind, Rose's face and her word or their words, cutting and angry. And then as you shake the vision from your mind and try to refocus your meditations, the stars have drifted too far. And you sigh, but sometimes that's life. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So, does anybody have anything they wanted to do this morning once you guys conclude your training?
Oh, hey, we got gold again. We can get some potions.
Yeah, we probably need to stock up on that if the last trip to the Underdark was any indication.
We went backwards. We have came all the way back.
All right. All right. So you guys are heading into town to go to Manon's. All right. Mia, you said you wanted to head to the library. So while they are all training, you head out of your comfortable barracks, stretching from a good night's sleep in a bed. You go down to where you know the food is, and hey, look, there's food. You get the food, and it's
You don't
hot.
have to make it.
You don't have to make it. It's not like freeze dried and camping meals and granola bars or that tasteless conjure food and water that you have to do when you're trapped.
Real
No, this is
food.
good food. Filling yourself, you head to the main atrium of the guild hall, and you see Chad as he's sitting at his counter there, and he looks up to you and smiles. Good morning, Mia. Good to see you again.
Yeah, it is
Chaos.
good to see you as well. Do you know anything about dreams?
Um, some people think that dreams are like how you process things, uh,
Okay.
subconsciously.
What if somebody else makes a dream for you?
I don't. It. Uh, he kind of like shakes his head. I don't know anything about constructed dreams.
Well, neither do I, or whatever that even means. Um, so I think I should go figure that out. But you have a job, okay?
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to teach Koro the stuff that you taught me, like when I didn't know anything about the world, and teach her about this world, because she knows about stuff more than I do, but not about stuff here, right?
I don't know. I I only saw her last night. I haven't seen her today, but yeah, I could show her around.
Okay. Definitely find her because I also think that she might be kind of sad being here because we took her here and it's not her home.
Oh,
I think she liked her home.
okay. All right. I'll show her around the city and all the cool sights, like I did for you.
Yeah. And about the coast made of swords.
Right. It's not. I mean, it kind of was. It's a metaphor. And he kind of looks at you like, do you know what a metaphor
I don't know
is?
what that means, and now I'm leaving. Goodbye, Chad.
Have a good day, Mia. Okay, he kind of like gets up and brushes himself off and like turns one way and then turns around, turns the other way, and then starts walking and then turns back to his desk and eventually makes it out to go and check in on Koro. The rest of you, as you finish up your training, you head out of the guild hall. Chad is nowhere to be seen there in the front atrium, but neither is Mia, and that makes sense. All four of you going to Manon's, or are we splitting up?
Sure.
Yeah, I say we all go.
Yep, as well.
All right. As you make your way across the city, you head into the familiar shop of Manon's, the elven woman sitting at the counter whose name I never wrote down.
She
And looks up at the
just
sound of
nameless
the
at this
bell.
point.
Right? Her name is just I never wrote it down. Looks up and sees Ken and Aerith, Oni, recognizing the three of you, and then kind of like her eye lands on Nicholas, and she just smiles, goes, "Welcome back, old friends and new faces. How can we help you today?" I hate it. That's a good name.
Nina.
Yeah, Nina.
Oh yeah, is Todd still alive?
You close your eyes and check in on Todd. Roll me a perception check.
Todd just living the life.
He is alive. You can connect to him. Okay. He is still in that same pool. You kind of like drift into his consciousness, and he's just sort of like chilling on a rock. There's a lightly rippling pool of water, maybe about 3 feet wide, next to him. Glowing insects like glow bugs stuck to the wall. And as you kind of like drift into his mind and hear or hear the sounds around him and see the sights, his tongue lashes out at one of them and chomps down on a glowing bug. He's just vibing.
I have a dumb question, which I probably already know the answer to. Can a toad make a magic circle?
Not one that you could teleport to, because that one would have to. Technically, you could, but you would have to cast it through the toad once a day for an hour every day for a year in order to cast a permanent circle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think teleport's your only way.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you need to roll your charges, Mia?
Oh,
Because of the new day?
I think I rolled them before we ended.
Last game?
Before we ended the last session. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, so as you guys head into Manon's, Nicholas closes his eyes and checks in on Todd. The elven woman the elven woman Nina greets the three of you. As Ken starts to like look up and start calculating and looking at the shelves and seeing what they could afford, her eyes drifted to him, linger over to Aerith since Ken isn't here. Aerith, welcome back to you. How can we help you today?
Potions. We need lots of healing potions.
Okay, let's see. How successful have we been in the last week? Well, our common potion stock has grown significantly. We've also got a decent amount of graters at the moment. So we have a total of 19 common, 7 greater, and 4 superior potions. We have a single supreme, and then and she kind of motions over, the ultimate supreme high potion of greatest of all time, right here in the, I don't know what to call it, ultimate potion. It's just one tier stronger. It's higher than the supreme. It's like tier 5 potion is the one that she's been trying to sell you guys for the whole game. Because it's like, what is it? It's like 12,000 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
trying to steal it since he's king.
I don't know if this is wrong, but did you put my Arcana Sicarius for 1d10?
On
for the rapier and the revolver.
Let me see.
Because on my character sheet it's showing 1d10, but I was just like, that doesn't look right for a normal rapier.
Arcana Doctrina. Yeah, but it's not a normal rapier.
Oh, okay.
It is a 1d10. It is a 1d10. It also deals force damage.
Well, I know the
instead of
revolver
piercing.
does, but the rapier is showing 1d10 piercing. I wasn't sure.
It also should use force, honestly. Unless you want it to use piercing. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a magical blade. Yes.
Magical poke.
Magical poke. I'm just adding it to the new character sheet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as Aerith kind of goes, potions, and then his eyes go up as she gives him the readout of potions. Ken goes, I'm back. Okay. And she looks over to Ken and goes, all right, so as I said, we have 19 common healing potions, 7 greater healing potions, 4 superior healing potions, a supreme healing potion, and then the ultimate healing potion. How much are you looking to pick up today? Or are you looking for other potions as well as healing potions?
Right now, healing potions are the main thing. We're definitely gonna be stocking up on commons for sure. A couple of graders as well. Can we do 10 commons and like 4 graders?
10 common and 4 greater? Sure. Let's see. All right.
We want like a cure disease potion or something.
A
So we don't
greater-
have
greater restoration potion.
Greater
Restoration.
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 Yeah.
there should be a item. Where is it called? It's an ointment of some kind. I don't remember.
Yeah, Loftum's or something's ointment. Keftum's
However the
ointment.
fuck you pronounce that.
We used it in Spelljammer. One of the characters had some. It's solid because it requires. It's like it needs the full action. It's not like a potion where you can use it on a bonus action in these rules, but it heals more and it, you know,
Cures poisons and diseases.
it does. Yes.
Right. That's pretty cool.
All right. So
It's
for-
only uncommon, so we get it. It shouldn't be too expensive.
So let's see. The 10 commons will be 500 gold pieces. We are offering a special of buy 5, get 1 free. So we'll be throwing in 2 free common potions into that, getting you a total of 12 for 500. The greater healing potions are 250 apiece, so the 4 would be 1,000. If you bought a 5th one, I could throw in the 6th one for free.
I'll take a second to look around. It's like, how y'all feeling? Y'all think that's a? I'ma just say yes, because we get into some shenanigans. So
Very
yeah,
Lots of shenanigans.
Well, I will go ahead and set up a case for these 18 potions here and set these aside for you. Let me know if there's anything else you have questions about, and I can answer them. If you need any items or want to be shown into the weapon armory, I am here to assist. So please take your time and let me know.
okay. I was just about to say, okay, 500, 1250, oh, 1750 total.
1750 total.
Go ahead. Let's stop the calculator. Nope, that's not the right number. 735 minus 17.
Let's see the Keftum's ointment.
Okay. We're still good. We're still good.
We still have money.
They do have jars of the Keftum's ointment. They are full, so they have 5 doses each, and they are 250 gold for each one.
Honestly, that's not too bad.
I think we'd only want one.
I have like a handful of them just sitting on one of the shelves with a little placard in front of it.
Do they also have a ring of Puzzler's Wit?
I don't know what that is, but I'm
You've
gonna
been
look it
looking
up.
magic items on your free time.
Oh, this is from the Book of Many Things.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's
Kate, I have a
uncommon.
question about a new feat. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I didn't know you had gotten that one.
they do. I mean, Manon's has. Yeah, I picked it up yesterday because it's
Hell
still
yeah.
$30.
Hell yeah.
It has just so many magic items in it.
Yeah.
Right.
It has a new
yeah.
feat and new spells.
Hmm.
I just spat everywhere.
Oh,
They do have them.
Imagine.
They are also 250 gold pieces.
I will be buying one of those.
Okay. That's a
Solid.
good item. I mean, Ken, you
Right,
should look into that
it's not-
too.
Yeah, I was about
It's
to say
not
it's not.
human,
It's not
so-
human. So
it called?
Ring of
Puzzler's
Puzzler's
Wit.
Wit. So
They
it
have
has
a
three
Gives you
chart
advantage.
available.
Gives you
You
advantage
know-
on int checks.
you know what? I think I'm gonna do that.
Hell
Does it
yeah.
require attunement?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
Oh.
That's why it's
Right?
so good.
How much does it cost? 250?
250
Get one?
gold. Sure. I'm not going to stop you.
Yay!
All
It
my
doesn't
intelligence
require
characters get
attunement,
one.
I'm gonna use it.
Right.
Just make sure you guys track the charges, because that's the biggest thing, is make sure that you're tracking all the charges on
Add it to
all the
my
weapons and
ammo
items and stuff you
charge.
have.
Ring of
'Cause I leave that up to you guys.
Wait.
Is there anything Oni would be interested in?
Has 3 charges.
Yes.
Not really, as long as we get, a couple more potions and stuff, so that we're not gonna get murdered outright in the Underdark. I don't really have space to get anything like item wise. So.
Yeah. See, I'm looking like what? Let's see. The 10 best bad magic items from the Book of Many Things. There's a bow. What?
No, let me actually pull it up on D&D Beyond because I have it there. As soon as I saw it, I
there's
was just
armor
like, yes.
that gives you advantage on saving throws against magical spells and allows you to cast anti-magic field for free.
That's
Stop taking me to spells. I don't need
Wow.
spells. I
That's pretty cool.
need
You can only do it
items.
once a day, but still.
Magic
Hold on.
Anti-magic armor.
Hold on.
Armor
Dried
of fungal
leech.
spores. Armor of the fallen. Armor of weightlessness.
There's a house of cards that's
Yes.
literally a deck of cards that becomes a house.
It's like Liamon's tiny house, but cards.
Yeah, it doesn't
Right,
have
but it
like
makes a
magical
house.
protection, but it's a house.
That's
Okay.
pretty funny.
I was just seeing if
a
there were any
wrap.
like monk things, but I don't really see any.
Just the wraps, it looks like.
Yeah, well, and the thing about that is any good DM already homebrew stuff like that for their monks. And so Oni's already got his Tonfa. I think they're Tonfa, right?
Nah, they're the arm and leg guards.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Deck of many more things.
That one's actually supposed to be more
Yep.
balanced.
Expanded upon the deck of many things, yeah.
That's funny. Should have a deck of everything where it's the 2 decks combined.
God. Well, I mean, there's deck of many more things, deck of miscellany, deck of oracles, deck of wild cards, deck of wonder.
There's a sword that just lets you cut through the planes of existence.
Oh, good.
Now that sounds balanced.
Sun
Yeah.
staff.
Once per day. Yeah, it doesn't require any material components or anything. You just swing your sword and cut a gate into the into whatever plane you want.
Transporter.
Oh, shit. You can just essentially just cast Gate.
Yep.
Which is a
It's silly.
freaking 8th level spell.
All right. Geek out over magic items
Later.
in a bit. All right, so we've got the potions. I see we found some of our new magical inventions brought to you by Manon himself. The Rings of Puzzler's Wit. Is there anything else that we could procure or put together for you all today? Your total as a group is currently at 2,500 gold pieces.
Is there any magical item that makes it easier to teleport to a location?
Just having an item from that location. Like, if you guys picked up a rock from where you were in the cave and brought that with you,
Damn.
then you could use that to get there.
Egg. Sorry.
You do have the egg.
That was kind of where we were, right? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like a few.
you
it's
have
like
the
5
okay. You have
rooms
the
back,
stone egg.
but-
No, well, no. So the stone egg is actually it's about that one came from the other cave, which was about a day's
Yeah.
travel through the mountain.
Oh shit.
I don't
That's what
think
I
you took
thought.
any
I
of.
thought it
I
was
thought you.
from.
I thought you meant they took one of the purple worm eggs, but thinking about it, I don't think you did.
No.
That's what I thought too, and I was like, wait, no.
If Todd ate a stone and I summoned him back, would he still have the stone on him?
You don't
at your
know.
friend
Actually,
loopholes.
roll me a d20. Roll me a d20, just flat d20. 6 or higher. Okay, yeah. You've gotten bored enough to test this in your many, many years of life. It'll work. He can't, like, eat it, but he could hold it. And if it's small enough, you could summon him back to you.
That's an option.
Ribbit.
Todd MVP. Yeah, I guess we can do that then if we don't have any other options. Just have Todd bring a stone back.
We might as well, since really isn't much option to it.
Let's see. Well then, is there anything else you guys wanted at Manon's? Or do you want to think about it for a minute while I go to Mia?
Did you guys want to get another greater restoration potion to replace the one we used?
Probably should, but I don't want to spend all of our money.
How much do we
I
have
remember
left?
We currently have 5,335 gold.
Well, I can give you
Getting down
guys
there.
500 to pay for the rings, or 2 of the rings at least.
There could be like yours and either Ken's or mine, and then yeah.
Yeah.
Can I add 250 back? Okay, so we're back at 55.85.
I believe the potions of greater restoration were 1,000 because it takes or no, it's 500 because it's a 300 GP diamond for it that you need. And I knew it was like an uncommon potion plus the spell component.
How
So
many
it's
are we
just a
thinking?
bottle
Okay, so it's
with
500,
diamond dust in it.
I mean, essentially, it's suspended diamond dust in like arcane fluid with the spell kind of manifested into it and ready to be used.
All right, 500 gold. How many are we thinking?
We got the ointment, right?
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't help with petrification.
Yeah, but I'm just making sure that we have the ointment in case one of us gets diseased.
Right. I think Nicholas bought that, right?
Yes.
So I think we got that. I was thinking, well, ooh, that's 2,000 if I buy 4. But better to have and not need than need and don't have.
Right.
All right, so I'm voting we just buy 4.
That will definitely clear us out on the greater restoration potions, but who am I to get in your way?
Yeah.
Who am I to get more money?
Get in the way of profit.
That's
Cool.
2,000.
We're helping the economy.
Yeah.
All right, so woo, we need to hit up a ancient dragon horde.
Right. We haven't really made a lot of money in a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make sure to. Rest. Or we should probably divvy those out just to be safe.
I have. What do I have? 6. Wait, is that right? My new list is better than the old one. Where are things?
At least a little cleaner.
Yeah. Common healing. Okay, yeah. I have 6 common healing potions and then like 10 healing pellets. How much do the
Hell
healing
yeah.
pellets give?
They're. Where's the Google Drive? Takashi's stuff.
Oh, I didn't mark down how many I have in the new list. That's better.
They are 5 health and 5 temporary hit points.
That's what it was.
But you can only eat 1 per day.
So emergency only. I'll sling them into others' mouths. But I still have healing lights and cure wounds, so I can use my charges / resources for it.
Hell yeah.
I know Cade will love that.
Right.
Alright,
I like it when you guys use all your stuff. It's fun. It makes me feel like I'm pushing you guys. If you guys got through everything without using resources, that would be disappointing.
We'd be like, that was easy. Do you got anything harder? Sure.
Oh, if only you'd ask that question. Okay.
2 ancient dragons.
You're right.
I thought about it. Alrighty, so anything else that you guys want to pick up here in Manons?
Yeah, I think I'm good. We can just do the splitting of the potions later.
You can, yeah, divvy them out. Divvy them out before you guys leave Erebor. So just do that now. But if you guys are
Yeah.
good here, then I'll just go ahead and focus on. What
Yeah,
I'm doing.
I'm good. I'm good for here.
All right. Then let's go over to Mia. Mia, you step out into the bustling city of Erebor, and it is a lot more crowded than Acheron was, but it's also a lot smaller. So it's kind of this weird, like, you'd expect all these people to be in Acheron, not here where they're all crammed together. But you make your way through the city, find your way to the library, step in, and the small gnomish, like late teens intern girl who works at the front counter there looks up at you and goes, "Oh, hello. What can I help you find today?"
Hi. Okay. Do you have any books about other people making dreams for you?
Are you talking about, like, arcanely, or are we talking about, like, hypnotism and inception type ideal?
I honestly don't know.
And we'll get both. Let's start with the more fun ones. This way. She hops down and kind of leads you into the back. She's going to present you a bunch of books about social engineering, essentially. It's kind of like how to make friends without trying kind of thing. It's about, like, there's a lot of books on how to be likable, how to insert yourself into other people's thought processes and things like that to be central in other people's lives. And as you know, she's like this one actually talks a little bit about dreams and using those as a way of kind of insidiously getting into their minds. And if you can put the right thoughts in there consistently with the right stimuli, and some people have even tried using a little bit of, like, outside stimuli, like well, one of the more classic putting dreams in people's heads is to Have you ever put a friend's hand in warm water while they're sleeping?
Oh my
No,
god.
should I? It sounds fun.
She kind of like looks at you and goes, I mean, if you've got friends that are down for a bit of a prank, it is rather funny. It could be a bit embarrassing for the target, but it's a it's an example of a way to affect the dreams because the outside stimuli of the warm water on their hand affects what's going on in their dreamscape, which can then have an effect on how their body is acting in the real world. And I'll leave the results of that up to you to discover. It's science.
I like science.
This is why I'm glad I'm an elf and I don't have to actually sleep.
Would it work on elves?
They don't really sleep, do they? It's kind of rude of them. They just stay up all night listening.
They kind of look asleep.
Have you ever tried sneaking up on a meditating, a trancing elf? They're...
I don't think I've tried to sneak up on anybody. I could try.
And I got the book for you too. It's actually in the same section. And as you look around, you find that you're kind of like in a there's also like magic books, not like magic, but like sleight of hand misdirection type books.
Yeah.
It's called it's like Magic for the Mundane is what it's called. But
This is the day that Mia becomes a menace.
roll me an intelligence check as you flip through these books. Okay. You absorb a good amount of the knowledge. Not like anything that gives like proficiencies or anything, but you've got a little bit of a better understanding of how to manipulate people without necessarily the life experience to know not to manipulate people.
Neat.
The rest of you guys finish up at Manon's. Mia will probably be at the library for the rest of the afternoon or until somebody goes and finds her. What are you guys doing?
Are we leaving today or are we leaving tomorrow?
I've only take a day to just
Well,
cool off. But if y'all want to go sooner, then that's fine as well. Just, prep before we leave.
I still want to say the sooner the better.
yeah, I'm kind of with Aerith on this one. The longer we
Okay,
sit
that's
and
fine.
kind of try to take stock, it's definitely important to be careful, but we already wasted a chunk of time going to a different plane. And we found out we're even more on a time crunch because they exist there also, so we might genuinely want to get a move on, honestly.
Okay. I'm gonna hand the case over to Arif. Hang on to this. Uh, well, hold up. Do we know that Mia left for somewhere else, or did we
No.
leave?
No.
Okay.
You guys have not
Let's
seen
head.
Mia all day.
Okay, so let's head to, I guess, the guild to grab Mia. We'll pass out the potions, and then we'll be ready to depart.
Yep.
Okay. You guys head back to the guild hall. Heading in through the front door, you find the main counter unattended with a couple of like new pieces of parchment that have just been like left on the desk with like a stone on them. You take a look around the guild hall, checking all of Mia's normal haunts, and you cannot find Mia anywhere.
Oh, Jesus, she's disappeared. Yeah. All right, so y'all can divvy up the potions. Just leave my share on the table. I'll go find her.
I mean, I can just scry for her and figure out where she is. Crystal ball.
Do it.
Nicholas.
That works. And then whenever you locate her, I'll just walk to go get her.
Okay, Mia, make me a wisdom saving throw. Okay. You activate your scrying ball, cast the scrying spell through it, clouds, and becomes this opaque kind of dark storm cloud that as it tries to break in the middle and reveal the picture beneath, there's this like static that forms, and then it snaps shut, and the spell fails.
Okay. Thanks, Mia.
They have to know they're being scryed on to pass it.
Can I just keep doing this till she fails?
You can. You cast it because the crystal ball doesn't have.
It's
Limit.
just unlimited uses.
Yeah.
That doesn't affect your spell slots, does it?
Nope.
Nope.
It's an item.
Give me another save, Mia.
It's a
We need to
unique-
get you
She
under
just has to
17
yep.
with advantage.
Oops. Hold on. I turned it off again.
Yeah.
Well, a one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
There you go.
So as the spell
Furrow my
fails,
brow.
you furrow
damn it,
your
Mia.
brow. Cast it again. This time, these swirling storm clouds part in the center and open up, and you see through the crystal ball that Mia is in a library. She is sitting at like a large oaken table with a number of books out in front of her. An excited gnomish girl, like standing on a chair next to her and pointing at one of the books. And Mia's kind of got like her hand on her chin, and she's nodding like, I see, I see.
Well, she seems to be in the library. Reading. What is she reading?
Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Can't really make it out. It's mostly text based. There's a little bit of like there are a few pictures that you can kind of catch out of the corner of the scry of like hands, but you don't quite know what that might represent. They're just like figure drawings of hands.
Okay. Well, I guess Ken go find the library and go get Mia. I need to get Todd back with a stone.
Okay.
So
Right.
I'll make my way down.
I'll accompany Ken.
Okay. Okay. Because I just had a thought. You don't really have a way to communicate with Todd, because you need to be close enough to him to give him commands. You can see through his
Oh,
eyes
yeah,
from any
that's
distance, but you need to be
fair.
within 100 feet.
Yeah, Todd's
s-
your familiar, so
Spells.
you can
Would
try
sending work?
I just saw your message, and I think you probably took everything that you thought would be useful with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, will sending work?
Sending the frog.
Because
D&D
the reply he'll
5e.
get back is just ribbit, ribbit,
Ribbit.
ribbit, ribbit 25 times.
You roll me a d20, Nicholas. I love rolling boredom checks for Nicholas because of his long life. It's like, how bored have you gotten? You haven't gotten bored enough to try sending Todd. Unfortunately, you're not quite sure if sending would reach Todd. You believe it would. He is a creature, and even a fey creature can be sent, so it should work, but you're not entirely sure.
Well, I don't think I have sending prepared anyways, so I'd have
Oh
to
my
prepare it.
god.
Aerith, can you send Todd?
I'm not
You
there
have met
anymore,
Todd.
I left.
Where did Aerith go? I thought
I
Aerith
left
was
with
with
Ken.
Nicholas. Oh, you left with Ken
The library.
to go get library. Okay.
Actually, I could use a charge out of my book. Actually, let's just use a charge out of my book to just cast a free spell of sending.
Okay.
There you go. Using our resources even before we get into a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Aren't you
Oh, that
happy,
reminds
Cade?
me. I gotta do
Man.
something when we get back.
Get back to where?
To the guild hall. I forgot
Ah.
I have a thing to help with things.
I see. I
Also,
see.
Ken, we
don't-
need to buy you new mountain cold clothing. I just remember
Oh
Yeah.
because you fabricated yours.
Into a tarp to cover you guys so you didn't get buried.
Well, we shouldn't be going through the snow anymore, hopefully, but who
I'd
knows?
still buy some at least. I'd still get some just as a precaution. Always, to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Very, very fair. All right. Well, just to expedite that, let's go ahead and call it 20 gold pieces because you're not in the mountains. So finding cold weather clothing here in the very nice and temperate city of Iriabor is a little trickier, but you find some designed for people that are heading to the mountains north of here.
Yeah, because the first time we went into the mountains, we didn't get any.
And we made that mistake in Strahd too, and
That's
it's a fucking mistake.
I think that's why I had Freyr grab the robe of summer.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Hey, it came in use. Like I got teleported into like the coldest part of Barovia, so
You did. When we all got separated. I think Eris had it a little bit worse, but that's fine. All right. Okay. So, Aerith and Ken, you head out to the library. Along the way,
I was just laughing because Eris had it probably worse. Shindo got teleported and murdered in his sleep.
I forgot about Shendo. Shendo had it the worst. 100% agree.
when he got
He did.
teleported and then
He
fell
did.
off a waterfall,
Yeah.
we were just like, if we could find him, maybe we can bring him back. Nope, his body's
Nope.
gone.
I mean, we couldn't have even
Almost
because of his
there.
pact, but we wanted his stuff, like above table. We wanted what he had.
That's true, yeah.
Almost got
Yeah.
murdered by Strahd, but
I forgot
only
about
almost.
Shendo. He was around for so short a time, and he was so cool. Like he was such a dope character.
We found him randomly in the cave. We were just like, the fuck are you doing
He
here?
found us. He was sent to us. Like he came to us to help.
We were just like, the
He
fuck
got
are you
murdered,
doing here?
attacked in his sleep by a vampire. Love to see it.
Never trawled the lake. We could have like in the after game said, yeah, we dredged Lake Zarovich and we find Shendo's body.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think
all
it's kind of good though because Madame Ava was down there, and if we'd have went looking for Shindo, we'd have found her, probably put her at risk again when she was ducking Stride, so it kind of worked out.
Yeah, we definitely had to make some choices there at the end as to what was worth pursuing. Okay, that's good. Got that. Okay. All right. So, Ken and Aerith, as you traverse the city of Iriabor, heading towards the library, you have the thought along the way that if you're leaving today, there is a chance that you end up in the mountains, and Ken doesn't have his cold weather gear with him. The rest of you, I have assumed, have been storing it in your bags of holding when you aren't utilizing it,
Yes.
but the thought is a good one, and so you kind of detour for a bit. So for Nicholas and Oni, they're gone for a few hours, and it's probably about 4 in the afternoon when everyone finally returns. Within that time, though, Aerith and Ken, you pick up a new winter jacket for Ken and some like gloves and other cold weather gear that had to be utilized in the fabricate to fill that niche, and then head to the library. As you head in, there is another younger, probably human boy, maybe like late teens, so human man, kind of sitting behind the counter, and he looks up. Oh, welcome to the library. How can I help you, or what are you looking for today?
Hi, I was looking for a compatriot of mine. Uh, woman, yay tall, blue hair, has a really bubbly personality. I like to describe.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I believe she's with Helen. So if you want to head down that hallway, it'll be the third wing on the right, and that is our hobbies and interests section.
Hmm.
Oh,
Why is she
okay.
in there?
No idea, but let's go get her.
Yep.
You guys head down the hallway, following the directions, and step into the like side wing library. And like the library here is broken up into these 30 to 40-foot wide rooms that have multiple like tiers, and they're just square rectangular rooms with terraces that have bookshelves going all the way to the ceiling. Some of these rooms could be 15 feet tall, some of them are 60 feet tall with multiple floors. It kind of just varies depending on what the section is. This is one of the smaller ones, but it's still got a good number of books in it, and as you head in, there are a couple of people like reading off to the side, and you spot as Mia is excitedly kind of going over one of the pages in the book, and the young gnomish girl Helen is, yeah. See, and then if you gotta tuck it right here, and then you hold it just like this, and then you see, and she kind of like holds her hand against Mia. From your perspective, you can't see a thing.
It's gone.
It is, but, and then she kind of flicks her hand, and the card comes back. But it's not. But it is. But it's not.
What?
But it is. But it's not.
Where does it go?
She kind of turns her hand around, and you see that as she flicks it, she's holding it between her fingers with just the edge of the card between her knuckles so that it kind of just gets suspended out directly behind where her hand blocks.
Right there. Huh. That's weird.
That's magic. Well, sleight of hand, I guess, is what it would be called. Uh, Friends of yours?
Mundane magic. What?
She
Oh,
kind of points over, and Ken and Aerith standing in the doorway.
hi guys. I'm learning magic.
Hey, mate.
Don't you already know magic?
I do, but not like this. Wait, look, hold on. And she'll take the card and stand up. Okay, I have a card. And then now it's gone.
Roll me sleight of hand. Hell yeah, you were already on it. It's you see what she's trying to do, but you can still kind of see the card tucking out the side. Helen kind of reaches up and goes, "No, you gotta turn your hand like this towards them." And as she adjusts your hand, the card vanishes from view.
It's gone. Ta-da!
Yes. It's
Ta-da!
gone.
All right, now Eris, you do it.
I mean, I can certainly try. I'll pick up a card and
Yeah, sure, here.
try and do the trick.
Okay, roll me a sleight of hand. You kind of pick it up and you fiddle it in your hand a little bit, and flick your wrist. It seems to have vanished.
Yay.
I just noticed
Helen
this was
goes,
from
You'll
the
just
"Okay,
clap.
good."
new. This was from the updated character sheet.
Mm-hmm. So it worked.
It worked.
Now.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
it just
look, I
needed
rolled
a
another
minute
10
to
on
like.
frickin' intelligence.
Maybe it just needed to update.
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, see, he's
Fine.
got it. If you ever need practice, just practice with your friend here. He's a natural-born magician, and she kind of like looks at you. Wait, aren't you? I know you. Seen you years ago. You were a performer once.
I was once, and I'm just fiddling with the card.
Well, see, that makes sense then. Right.
Kind of ended up getting a higher calling. But anyway, Mia, we need to start heading out.
Oh. Um, shoot. She'll look over it at the librarian girl. I don't think that I found the thing that I needed to look for. Uh, where was that other stuff that you were talking about? Not this one that we didn't get to because I got distracted.
Ooh, arcane dreaming.
Yeah.
You mean like
Yeah,
the dreaming spell?
sure.
I don't know, but something about magic and dreams, right?
Well, yes, I believe there's a spell called Dream. I'm not an arcanist myself, but I do know where the wing of the library is, and follow me. Let's well, help me put these books away first, and then follow me.
Well,
Okay.
we actually don't have a whole lot of time. We need to get going.
Uh, okay, is there anything I can take with us? Just for a little bit?
Oh, she kind of like. I mean, this one we have extra copies of this one, so you could. It's just like a beginner's guide to sleight of hand magic tricks.
What about
But
the other one? I mean, I do want to take this one, but
we'd have to look in. I know the library, but I don't know every book here in the library, so we'd have to dig around a bit, dear. It'd take a little bit of time. And she kind of like looks over at Aerith and Ken.
I can roll an investigation since I'm a sage.
If you want to help, you definitely could
I'll
speed it
help.
up.
Uh,
Just to
yeah,
get her,
just look real
just to
quick.
get her moving.
I'll help with the putting the books back up to speed things along.
Okay. All right. So as Ken takes over for the books, Helen, the librarian girl, kind thank you. All right. Let's go to the arcane wing. We'll see if we can find you the book on the dream spell. I think that's what it's called. And then we can potentially.
Borrow it for a little bit.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how
That's
rare
it.
the book is that has the information you need. Come on. And she kind of like scurries out the door. Aerith, you follow in after as Ken starts picking up the books and kind of like looking at them and drifting up and putting them away to their various spots in the library. You follow them through the library to the other side because the arcane wing is more on their like. It's not quite restricted magics. 5th level isn't restricted. It's like right before things start getting restricted. Um, but it's within one of the larger wings, and as you step in, Aerith, you know this room of the library like the back of your hand. You have studied in this room, you have created spells in this room, you know where they are, and as you step through the door, you pull your broom out from your bag of holding, jump onto it, drift up to where the book that you know exactly where it is, pull it from the shelf, and drift down to Mia and Helen before they're even 10 steps through the door.
Here it is.
Here, book. Okay, let's go.
Oh, that's actually a bit of a rarer one.
Okay. Okay, so I can borrow it just for a little bit.
She kind of looks over to Aerith. I've seen you here before too, so you've patroned the library in the past. She kind of like looks at the book, chews on her lip a little bit. Mia, make me a persuasion check.
It'll be fine.
She kind of goes, just don't destroy it, don't lose it, and try to bring it back, in a reasonable amount of time, okay?
I'll keep it in
Okay.
my bag of holding when it's
Okay.
not being read.
All right. Okay. All right. That does make me feel a little better. Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry for the hasty goodbye, but it was good meeting you, Mia, and spending the
Yeah,
afternoon.
thank you for your help. She just
Yes,
runs up
of
and gives
course.
her a hug and then runs away.
Yes. Good luck. And she kind of looks over at Aerith. It's a good soul, that one.
Even though we don't even know what type of soul. And I'll just walk out.
like
What?
tilts her
What
head
is that?
sideways.
What?
Um,
Here, no, get back here.
you run after Mia as she heads back through the library towards where Ken is, meeting him halfway. The three of you reconvene, with Ken having finished put away the hobby books in the other wing of the library, and you guys are good to go.
All right, all set here.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let's get back. We got some stuff to sort out, and I guess we'll get prepped to depart.
Okay.
I'll just go up to
Nice.
Mia and be all like, let me put the book in my bag of holding and we can read it when we're going to rest for the day, okay?
Okay. I will read it when we are sitting down.
Yep.
Got it.
You head over or return to the guild hall, reconvening with Nicholas and Oni. Nicholas, you sent a sending to Todd.
Mhm.
Okay, instructing him to
Eat a rock.
eat a rock. You get to reply, "Of course, Nicholas. I will do it post haste." And kind of close your eyes and drift back into his consciousness, and you see him kind of hop. He kind of like nudges at a couple of little pebbles and then pulls one into his mouth that seems the right size. It takes time to resummon him, right?
I think if I use a spell slot, it should be fairly quick. Let's double check.
You're right.
Casting time 1 hour. Could have done that while they were out.
Yeah. That's why I'm just getting the time frame. Because you're not gonna like start it when they get back. There's a lot happening simultaneously.
That's just how I imagine Todd doing it, just walking. I'm just like, ba-dang.
You confirming that he has the requisite stone in mouth, begin casting out your find familiar spell to create the small portal that links him from where he is to where you are. Through means of Mechanus, you create this tunnel that pulls him out, returns him to his home plane, and then directly in front of you, Todd appears within the small barracks room that you have been using as a bedroom since joining the Wanderers of Starlight. Todd looks up at you, kind of opens his mouth and drops the small, smooth, like almost purple colored stone on the ground in front of you. Then just kind of looks up and croaks.
Oh, good job, Todd. Thank you very much. Apologies that you had to eat a rock, but it was needed.
Can't remember, can they? Always obeys you, can't act. You hear in your mind, "It was not a problem at all, Nicholas. I had quite a good time eating those delicious bugs down there, so this was just a small price to pay for that."
Actually, don't toads already eat rocks? Can't remember.
I don't know. I don't know enough about toads to be qualified to have this conversation.
Because I know certain animals will eat rocks to help them digest food.
Usually
fair.
birds, but I don't know about toads.
Usually it's birds.
Frogs eat rocks.
Frogs.
Eat rocks.
But I don't know if
I don't see anything
toads-
about toads eating rocks. Either way, this wasn't a rock small enough for him to eat. It took up most of his mouth. He kind of like had to sit there with it on his tongue while you
I
cast
gotcha.
the spell. Yeah. But you have the stone in hand, taken from his previous location.
Right, now we just wait on the others.
Okay. Anything Oni's doing while the others are in town?
No, he's probably just chilling with Nicholas, just hanging out.
All right. So,
watching the frog just hack up a rock.
late afternoon, early evening, Mia, Ken, and Aerith, you return to the guild hall. Mia, as you head into the guild hall, at this point, Chad is back. He has Koro kind of sitting in a chair, like not next to him, but just kind of in that same area. They took one of the chair bench things from the atrium and moved it over closer to where he is so that they could talk. But they're both just sort of in there, and she's just kind of sitting and responds gently every now and then when he's like, and see, this is how we magically keep track of the jobs that the various venturers are going on. She goes, I see, I see. So you use magic in lieu of interesting, interesting. And what happens if? And she starts like pausing questions and looks up
Mhm.
at you. And goes, oh, uh, you're all back. Chad
Hi.
smiles. Goes, Mia, I showed
Hello.
I showed Koro around. I
Good.
think she kind of just
Dad looks
smiles and
so
goes,
excited.
yes,
Dad,
it
calm
was
down.
it was nice. This is a very lovely city that you all have. It's a bit to acclimate to, and taking in all of the sights is, well, I'm sure it was a bit jarring for you all as well when you arrived in Acheron,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
It was definitely less full of people. Seems like some of the people here should go there.
I would actually. I wonder if it would help. I wonder how it would hurt.
But
Check.
Chad is the best guide that I had, and so he's good at explaining things, and I'm sure you'll understand everything in just a couple days.
She smiles, goes, yes, he was very, very informative. I've had quite a good time so far. Just a lot to take in, and still worried about Dad. Um, Checked in with him this morning, and everything seems to be going well. So he
Yeah,
says.
Takashi's good at all that stuff, so he'll be fine.
She kind of just like nods. Okay, so you were saying that when the new jobs come in, and Chad goes, right, right. Okay, so when new jobs come in, um, was there anything? I was
Also,
showing her
yeah, we're
how.
leaving now,
Yeah.
so bye.
Okay. Like leaving, or just the room?
I think leaving. Yeah, because we have to go back to the place that we were at before we had to go to Akron and then here.
There is a shared look of worry between the two of them, and then they both in unison just say, "Be safe." Koro's comes off as just be safe, and his comes out as be safe. But they both say the same thing.
Well, thank you, both of you, and we will do our best.
They smile. You guys head through the guild hall. Oh, as you step out, Emmeline, you hear her door open and close. Wait, Ken, wait. We didn't have much, but I've got these. And she gives you 3 more greater healing potions. It's all we had on short notice,
Oh,
but
you're divvying them out.
I hope it helps.
Thank you, Emmeline.
Yes.
I really appreciate that.
So you now have 12 common to divvy, 9 greater, and 4 greater restoration.
Yep.
She gives you a smile, kind of goes in for a hug. Please be safe.
Oh, of course, we will try our best.
She smiles. The smile of somebody who stays in safety can smile, but yeah. You guys head back to the barracks hall where you can divvy up potions. And why don't we go ahead and divvy up potions while we take a short break? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. I need to get a drink, use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm taking one greater off the top. Well, one greater restoration. I meant to say. I gotta
Mm.
specify.
I can take another greater.
Potion or restoration?
Restoration, sorry.
Okay.
Just like Ken.
Yeah. I'll definitely take one of the restorations because I'm in melee a lot, so there's a good chance something's gonna get me.
I mean, if everybody wants one except for Mia, I don't really care either way.
I should probably pick up one because I just realized I have 0 potions.
Well, you should also pick up some other potions then as well, I
Yeah.
suppose.
I'm
But yeah,
fine
so
with
just
common.
divvy
You guys can divvy up the common.
yeah,
'Cause
divvy
I've
the
got
restoration between everybody else. I'm good. I wouldn't mind like one of the greater potions, one or two of those, but I'm good on commons because I've got like 7 right now.
Yeah, same. I wouldn't mind grabbing one of the graders.
So 2, 4, 6, 8.
I came back and my dog is laying next to the dog bed with one of the cats laying in the middle of the dog bed.
I've got the other one because Joe's has just been laying in my lap the entire game.
That's good.
Great. Trying to placate him from being so upset
Yeah.
at the indignity of life
I know. How dare he have to wear clothes,
and take medicine.
right?
All right, so
We
I'm
have
taking
we have
3.
we
One
have
greater restoration.
9 greater total, like to divvy out between all of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
I'll take
I'm probably
6
gonna
common.
grab 2 of the graders because I don't have any of those at all.
All right.
Yeah, and if you want to take probably the lion's share of the commons for Nicholas, because you don't have any, most of us have some at least.
Yeah, I grab
Yeah.
6. 6 is good.
So then there'd be 3 common left after Ken takes 3 and he takes 6.
I'm also going to grab 2 greater healing potions.
Okay. So that's 4 down on the graders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So that's 5.
How many? How many you wanted? 1
I'll take 2
or how
greater
many?
healings.
1, 2.
Okay.
So
It's the
6
6
down
and the
on
9.
graders. I'm really just good to take whatever dregs are left. I honestly don't
There are
care.
currently 3 common and 3 greater available for Mia and Nicholas.
Yeah. I've got 7 and 1 right now. So what are you at, Nick?
Just 6 common.
6. Why don't you take 2 graders? I'll take the last one. And then how many commons were left? 3?
Right.
Do 2 and 3 as well.
Okay.
Or 2 and 1.
Okay. So Nick would have a total of 8 common and 1 greater, and then you have
2
8
greater.
Okay.
2.
All right. So you both have 8 and 2 essentially now.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Ken has one of the greater restorations. Who else is taking greater restoration potions?
I have.
Everybody except for Mia. I don't need one.
All right. Got it. Got it. Cool. All right.
I also have a thing to do. I'm not sure who to give it to right now, but it's a daily thing. So, hey Nick, that book of yours, that's your. I'm assuming that's your spellcasting focus, correct, sir?
Yes, it's a bit more than my spellcasting as well, but yes.
Okay. If you don't mind, I'm gonna give you a little. I'm gonna give you this here bookmark, and then Ken's gonna like whip out like some cloth from wherever, write in some like temporary mana circuits
Mm-hmm.
in it, and then do this.
Okay.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Huh.
I haven't used it since Robert.
You haven't. Okay.
That's similar to
What
the newest feat that came out
Mhm.
with Book of Many Things.
what spell are you putting in there?
Well, the easiest answer is cure wounds.
Yeah, right. Just like art.
That's a good choice. All right.
We have
Can never
10
hurt.
suits of cure wounds.
Yup. God, such a good item.
Right?
Cure wounds bookmark.
You really can't. You really can't go wrong with that.
Nope.
So I can just use it whenever? Is that how it works?
Yep. As an action, you just cast your wounds from the bookmark.
There's 10 charges?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's double
Twice your
Jesus.
my
intelligence mod.
intelligence modifier.
In our Strahd campaign, I used Vortex Warp in it. I put Vortex Warp in my sword so that I had 8 free casts of Vortex Warp a day.
Oh, that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was doing it. It was so good.
I mean, it saved us from falling into the depths of nothingness when we were in the carriage.
Yeah, it saved us, and we bypassed like
Quite a few
99% of Castle Barovia by going up and over the wall.
Yeah.
So is it an
Also,
action to use?
would there have been any time that I could have sat and figured out what the black ring is that I got from Corvair?
You have Identify.
Aerith has it, if he's willing to use it for
You
me.
can cast Identify or you can attune to it. It is an attunement item, so you can attempt to attune to it to find out what it does, or you can cast Identify.
Please don't attune to it. We don't know if it's cursed.
Well, would you be willing to identify it for me
I'd
then?
be willing to identify.
Then please.
I cast
This was the
identify.
exact reason Oni gave it to the casters so that they could figure it out before somebody fucks up and loses an arm over a cursed string or something.
Well, the worst part is that
That's the worst
identify
that could happen.
won't determine if
Oh
it
yeah,
is cursed.
we know. We've ran into this problem with Identify
Right.
over and over. But if it's a high level magic item, then you know, okay, there's a chance this could be cursed. Whereas if you just put it on and attune to it, you kind of rolling the dice.
Could I roll Arcana to see if it's cursed?
I think you need to
I don't know what.
use. Yeah, I don't think you can detect a curse like in any way.
Yeah,
It has
there's
to
like
be
no
triggered.
way.
Yeah.
Because
What
even
is
remove
this
curse
ring?
doesn't get rid of the curse.
As you identify it, Aerith, you learn its uses and you learn its name, the Ring of Legendary Action.
While attuned to this ring, you gain 2 legendary actions.
Hell yeah.
You can expend 1 legendary action at the end of another creature's turn to perform a melee or ranged attack. You can expend 2 legendary actions at the end of another creature's turn to cast a spell. You regain all legendary actions at the start of your turn.
I mean, that
Holy
wouldn't be
shit,
terrible.
that is an insane item. Good God.
Wait, who the fuck had this ring? Was it the bard?
Corvair.
Bard.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
guy.
That's
Yeah.
how he was using his legendary actions. He was just a bard, guys.
Man, that's
Okay.
crazy. There's an item that just gives them. When you said 2 legendary actions, I was like, cool. Like, once prolonged rest or something, but like, we definitely got to give that to somebody. Put that shit on.
Now,
Whoever
this is
can
homebrew.
best take
Very.
advantage. Put that
Can you
one of y'all put that shit on for sure.
put the description into the chat so I could?
Yeah, I'll share the card.
Yeah.
I-
It's just like it's a picture that he sent me.
I'd be willing to put my name in the hat.
I mean,
Yeah, like I really.
basically
I really
everybody.
want to use it,
This is
but-
something we
Everyone,
gotta.
yeah.
We
Right.
whoever has something that they're willing to de-attune to put it on, I guess. But like, we for sure need this on somebody. Given one of our characters' legendary actions is a hell yeah. For sure.
Okay. I'd be willing to give it to you, Ken, if we could revisit this item later when Rose comes back. Because I want to use it on Mia, but I can't. I honestly can't unattune to anything that I'm attuned to.
I have a free
Unfortunately.
attunement slot. Or technically I can.
Robe of the Archmage. my book.
It's like I knew that's why I had the
Right.
card ready because I knew that this was going to be something that you guys were going to. And I thought about it. You're right. Giving you guys legendary actions during combat that is slippery.
Yeah, it's
Are we
dope. It
ready?
is dope, and
Tyranny.
it's dope,
My
and we
stuff.
definitely need it. It's the thing.
Mhm.
Like, so one of us definitely is putting this ring on. This is like that cloak of displacement. Even though somebody
Right.
replaced it, it's still too good not to have it on somebody.
Now,
Yeah.
Nicholas, I will say,
Somebody has to have it.
as the right hand of Mistra here in the material plane, as someone who has lived for almost the entirety of civilization's breadth, you have never, ever heard of a magical item granting people an ability to move as fast as a vampire, essentially,
Or a dragon.
or a dragon.
Mm. That's fun.
You have no idea what kind of magic could have gone into creating something like this, but it sits before you, and its magical potential is there.
Well, the problem is, I'm pretty sure I'm fully attuned to very important stuff.
Right?
Mhm.
That's the
My
same boat
book,
I'm in right now.
my robe, and my staff.
Yep. That's
Right?
the problem with a non-wanderer.
Same.
The interns, they don't get that free attunement to their soul's-bound item.
Nope.
I think the only
have a
the
free
one
one
thing.
open, or technically I can. So
Oh well, there you go.
is are we all fine with Aerith having it?
Yeah,
I
I
again
can't.
We're fine with
I
literally anybody having. We
As
just
long
want.
as
I will give it-
We
someone
just
has it.
we just got access to legendary actions. One of our party members needs to have this on.
I will give it to you under the condition that we revisit this later.
It is.
It comes up
It
again.
is. It is strongly. It is strongly going to be determined by what mind state Rose is in. Because I'm going to go ahead and say now, based on how Rose was before they left, I don't want them having legendary actions. So we can have a family meeting when Rose gets back,
We'll talk
and once
about it.
everybody is back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been fun
Alright.
with Robert with a giant strength and then that.
You don't.
So many
you
attack
know
actions.
Robert didn't want
So
that.
many attack actions.
Robert's another way I have trusted with legendary actions. I'm gonna be real with you.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
do not give it to Robert. I'm saying that would have been scary as fuck if Robert had both those items.
Like Ken, Aerith, and honestly, I would actually trust Mia and Nicholas both with it. But like our core group, I don't think anybody other than maybe Ken or Aerith should have access to legendary actions.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
Fortunate for our
I will give it
reality
to you,
and where
Aerith.
our characters.
I'll give it to you, Aerith, on the condition that we talk about it later and you remember to use it.
I will do my best.
I will.
Rose
I
isn't
already
here. They
have-
don't get a
hard.
say in
I
this.
already have a shit ton of stuff, so. But
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
card
Yeah,
well,
but
is
this
you're
isn't-
this, so you better
The
you
card
better
is
use
yeah,
it if
this-
you
happy
want
right
it.
now.
So.
I will say, Aerith and Ken, in my opinion, would be the best because they are melee and they're spellcasters.
Mhm.
So they can
That's
use both
true.
options.
Mhm.
And
But
with my
that's why I like-
revolver, I can cast Cure Wounds as an emergency. So.
But yeah,
From
I know you have a lot of
distance-
shit going on, so but you need to utilize it. It's too good
Yeah,
not to.
yeah.
I know,
Don't
I know,
don't
I know.
forget for sure because it doesn't even use a react. Doesn't say it uses your reaction, so you can still use your reaction. It's not like you have to use this in place of something else. So make sure you use it. Stab people, shoot people, cast whatever you gotta do, but keep doing it.
Oh boy.
Honestly, I would just always attack after someone's turn unless we're at like half health. And then I would
That's
use
what I'm
like
thinking
spells.
too. Just gonna write this all out.
Imagine that with Eldritch Blast. Like the pushing blast. You could always just keep
Oh,
pushing people
repelling.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, repelling
Get the-
blast.
Repelling on your
Right.
turn. What could you do? You could do like.
You push them away, they run toward you, they end their turn, you just push them back away. You could keep pushing them faster than they could run at you.
Repelling blast, quicken spell, repelling blast, legendary action, repelling blast. Go away.
Go. Get.
Okay, well, I think we figured out where the ring of legendary action was going. So now that that has been decided,
For now.
Watch
So
it be cursed
For now.
again.
Yeah, well, it would be.
Just Aerith
It would
gets
make sense
cursed
for
yet
Aerith
again.
as well. Yeah.
oh,
I
that
don't
was so
have
funny when I
ring
was like,
curse.
I was sitting there like the DC. I remember one roll it was like a DC of 15, and like Aerith and somebody else both rolled 16s, but because Aerith had the ring of good luck or the stone of good luck on there,
Oh my god.
but it was really the stone of bad luck. I had to take a -2 from everything, which bumped you under the 15. So it was like Rose succeeded with the 16 and you failed with the 16, and you were like, but why?
But why?
Oh man.
This isn't fair.
It's
Oh,
great.
it's so
Fair.
funny.
Favoritism. Favoritism.
All right. So, as you guys discover the powerful arcane artifact that had been passed on to this man, Korivor, who had been leading the cult's efforts within Acheron, you recognize the potent power within it and know that it has to be utilized. The risk has to be taken, even if it is cursed. That's something that has to be discovered. You can cross that bridge when you get to it.
Right.
Cross it very soon. I know it.
Handing it to Aerith, you take a short while to attune to the ring before heading out, because I'm assuming you're going to attune before you leave, right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
So-
have it nice and ready.
All right. Late afternoon here within Eriabor, you guys gather. Aerith is now fully attuned to the ring, and you can feel it. Like, you have to have it on your hand, and you can feel this, like, potential to just... It's almost like stopping time. Like, you can activate it to give yourself a moment to react, to think, to act, as though you could just interrupt whatever you were doing and then act freely. It's powerful and almost intoxicating because you can just keep using it. There's no limitation. But who
I'm sure it's
is
fine.
going to teleport? Or is there anything else you guys wanted to do before you head back to where Todd is or was?
Nope. I'm good with what I have.
Okay.
We got all the potions divvied out, right? Everybody's got their share.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, Nick, you cast in the teleport?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my favorite part of teleport we don't get to do because you have a stone
Oh.
from the location, which means you don't even need to roll.
But
You
you
guys
could if
kind
you-
of situate your bags, get everything ready. You take the stone in hand, and Todd jumps onto your head. Aerith, you kind of hold out your arm as Feathers flies in from outside the window and shifts into... What form would Feathers go on for this subterranean excursion?
Probably just a carbuncle. So like a fey creature.
Like a fey cat, almost like a big
Yeah.
fey cat. Okay. Shifts into this form and kind of twirls around at your ankles and rubs up against your shin as Nicholas flips open his book, finds the teleport spell, focusing on the stone, casts it. The magic washes over you all before sucking you into what seems like nothingness and then depositing you out into a small chamber. The map I found is actually a little bit bigger than what I had been describing, but it'll work. There is a pool of water up against one edge of the wall here that kind of just goes out and under the rock face to the southeast or southwest of you. To the north, a narrow tunnel, maybe about 3 feet wide in diameter, that would be difficult for you guys to have to squeeze through, but you could pass through it as though it were rough terrain. In this direction, the cavern continues out, widening a little bit. I realize you guys should be able to see more with your vision of dark.
Yeah, you got your goggles on, Mia?
No, but I will put them on right now because yes, it is dark.
You
Is it
can
pixelated
see
for
the...
anybody else?
The map is unfortunately just pixelated. I couldn't find it. It's perfect for what I needed, but it's just I couldn't find a high res version. So
No, that's fine. I was just like,
It
is
works.
mine just taking forever to
you're
load? It's
Mhm.
fine.
but yeah, you guys find yourself back in the extremely quiet depths of the mountains. There are glowing like mealworm like insects kind of stuck onto the rock face above the water. And as you materialize, Todd kind of hops and turns about 180 degrees and then looks up and his tongue flings out and he grabs one of the bugs and munches on it.
Bring
What you guys doing?
Right, which way?
So,
on.
where we're supposed to be?
Well, this is further in than where we were at.
So, this way.
That way?
Which way feels like we're going down?
Going down that way is gently sloped. You're kind of at like a level place here is why the water has pooled around this cliff wall. But this slopes upwards, whereas in the distance you can kind of see it sloping gradually downward in this direction.
Are there any sources of light, or is it just dark, dark?
Let's do this. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Yeah,
I
can
remember
replicate
how this
magic
works.
items, right?
Perception.
What?
That's still at advantage. That should not be at advantage.
You can replicate magic items, correct?
Holy Jesus.
Yeah. It's an infusion. I can't just like. I'll have to like. It really depends on what item that I'm trying to replicate, and I gotta
I was-
add infusion.
I was gonna say, could you replicate the ring?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, well, at least one of us rolled well. Because everybody rolled terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Okay. So as you guys begin your marching order, you God, I cannot find the right music for what I want in this moment. Maybe this one? You begin to head down the cavernous hallways. It is gently lit. There is like a light illumination by some of the bioluminescent mushrooms and the mealworms, but it's still very dark. There's the gentle kind of drip, drip of water in the distance. Can you swear for a moment you feel rumbling under your feet and you kick into the air and you look at it? You look over at Oni. He didn't seem to hear or feel anything, so you lower yourself back down. It's not there. Mia, as you continue, the pathway above you kind of stretches out and then opens up into, you can see this like narrow tunnel that goes for about 6 feet. It's about 2 feet wide, and then there's an open room on the other side of that is also kind of just mostly flat. It has a slight slope from like upper this direction down this direction. Everything has a kind of general sloping feel. But heading continuing,
That is narrow, and I don't want to go that way.
the wider path continues ahead for more small caverns begin to branch off. You hear the skittering of small insects out from the bioluminescent mushrooms, and the grubs on the walls seem to be almost uncaring of your presence, unnoticing of it as you guys continue through.
Maybe I should leave from the front. Let me.
You're welcome
Let me.
to go.
Yeah.
Squeeze by.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right.
I guess we're keep it going.
Cavern kind of opens up into a patch of beautiful multicolored purples and blues, these mushrooms that are illuminated from within by some unknown bioluminescence. The path continues ahead of you,
Mia will go over and look at them.
No touching.
though.
Too late. Have
Roll me a
touched.
nature check.
Mia or me?
Ah,
Oh God.
I mean, they look like mushrooms. As you touch them, there's something arcane woven in them, like they're magical creatures or creatures that have magic. And as you touch it, you see like little ripples of magic kind of flowing through the top of the mushroom, and then there's like tiny little like spore cloud of faint arcane mist that comes out from underneath it.
These mushrooms know magic. That's pretty neat.
Mushrooms just remind me of that scene in Lord of the Rings. Just mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Can I pick one? Would that be mean if they're creatures?
If they're creatures, probably.
Can I carefully like dig one up without like breaking it then?
Let me see. Yeah, roll me a survival check.
I'm also great at that.
Hey, you're the one who wants to do it.
Okay. Okay. As you kind of like grab it around its stem, and the mushrooms are pretty big. They're about like 8 inches around on the dome, like the top, and the stems are about like 2 inches in diameter. And as you kind of like grab it and begin to pull it, I need you, Ken, Aerith, anyone in this room to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Damn.
Eric stopping in the opening of the cave, I guess, kind of helped me and Nick out.
Yep.
We're just kind of watching, like, are we going? What's happening? And then a cloud of dust, I guess.
It's not quite a cloud of dust. This is actually really funny. Mia, you just missed the save. As you kind of like grab the mushroom, the faint bioluminescence within it dims and goes completely dull before there's a tiny pinprick in the middle, and then it explodes like a flashbang. Ken and Aerith, you both have the presence of mind to turn your eyes away and block your eyes to keep them from being blinded. Mia, you do not, as the strobing light
Oh,
from
why?
the mushroom blinds you for the next minute.
At least it's just blinding. At least it's just blind.
I could
What did
see,
we
and now I
learn?
can't.
Oh dear. You're
I think my
fine.
glasses broke.
No,
it's
you're
not
fine.
the glasses.
Oh
Did
dear.
I break?
No, you didn't break. Ken will like grab her hand. He's like, "You're okay. You're fine. It'll wear off."
I'll cast Lesser Restoration. It heals blindness.
Okay, yeah, it heals the blindness. I'm just checking something really quick on. Can you?
I was gonna be all like legendary action.
Okay. That's actually really interesting. Okay. So as you
no.
kind of like step forward and begin to comfort Mia, you cast your lesser restoration. Mia, your vision comes back, and then Aerith, your attention is drawn back to the mushroom patch as you see 2, 3, 4, 5 grow dim, and then flashing lights from this cluster. It's like being in a rave. I need all 3 of you to give me another con save. As the entire patch is now beginning to strobe almost constantly. Mia and Aerith, you're both blinded by the light. Ken, what are you doing, buddy? You can see tunnel in this direction.
There's like
This direction.
like
I'm sorry?
I just got my helmet closed up and like it's like, well, fuck. I guess this is happening. I guess.
Around the corner, Oni, you could just see like lights just flashing from random directions, shadows being cast. You hear ah!
Why?
What are you guys doing?
Oh, he's just gonna look at Nick and then back like towards the mouth of the cave where Aerith is standing. Just, is everything okay? Are you guys good?
Turns around, my eyes.
Why?
Why?
I mean, and what's crazy is the lights haven't really stopped. Ken, you've managed to kind of block your vision, but you can't. As soon as you open it, you can see this whole room is now just filled with strobing lights that are firing off at random intervals as the entire mushroom patch is now very much alive. I poked them. Thank you so much.
Yay! Add to the recording.
Okay,
Why?
Ken, you're gonna head to
Okay,
the other side.
sorry, I forgot I was muted. I said I was gonna grab Aerith and Mia's hands and then like walk them over here,
Okay.
like out of the danger zone, as it were.
Yeah. Oni, you see as Aerith is like rubbing his eyes, blinking heavily, trying to get his vision back. As Ken's hand comes out from the strobing lights and kind of grabs him by the hand and pulls the two of them through. They
Uh,
the far tunnel.
yeah.
I'll reveal it. What are you and Nick doing?
Well, I hope Nick has a solution because I have a very easy one because the Echo is immune to all conditions. So the Echo could just walk across no problem, and I could teleport, like switch places with him on my turn.
Hell yeah! All right. You got a solution, Nick?
Hmm. Not really. I don't feel like wasting a spell slot.
You'll be fine. Just run it.
Okay, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Can I go with my eyes closed and just walk?
Roll me it with advantage.
I got you. Yeah.
Con.
While you do that,
Yeah, you just
the
direct
Echo
me.
will just kind of the Echo will just kind of be like your seeing eye dog, guide you along, and then when we both get over there, Oni will transposition. Easy.
Okay. Boom. And the party has made it past the strobing fungus.
Oh.
You look back, Mia and Aerith, as you rub your eyes, the lights flashing from inside your eyelids, you blink and the burning finally starts to subside. The
I'm seeing
white
spots.
light that you could see, fades down into spots and then just
that
sort of
was
like dark
bright.
spots, and your vision returns.
Mia, please don't touch anything down here. We don't know what it does.
Well, that one does bright lights.
Well, obviously. But still.
Now we know.
Imagine if we could have dug them up. Like if you had been able to dig one up, we could have really weaponized this.
Right?
I mean,
Weaponized. Mushroom.
technically we could. We would just need somebody who can, survive the blinding, take a bag of holding, and just shloomp, 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 shloomp.
Yeah, Nicholas,
Just have Ken make some 9-bang flash grenades.
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking. Because you already have your flashbangs. If you up their capacity with a bunch of flashbang mushrooms, you toss one, and it's like 10 flashbangs in one gun.
You know what? Since your Echo is immune to the blinding condition, I'll just hand him my bag of holding, and then he can just collect them, just by putting them into the bag of holding.
Rave mushrooms.
Yeah,
It's
if
an
you want or
idea.
need to do that, you could certainly do that.
If you want to, sure, I'll have to grab a couple for you. No
Yeah,
problem.
just hand him my bag of
Assuming we
holding.
can.
You, as you guys have the conversation, the strobing eventually does start to diminish with the lack of present threat. The room returns to its normal kind of dark, gently lit, glowed hue. The shadow, the Echo, makes its way across, taking the bag of holding from Aerith, turns. Roll me a survival check, Oni. Hey,
Jesus.
manages to secure, let's call it 4 flashbang mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
Let me add those to my list,
Or,
which is slowly getting longer.
You know.
as
We
you
call
manage
them
to
flashbang rave mushrooms.
deftly grab a few without alerting the remaining colony of your process or your presence. Um, they did keep their glow when you picked them. Um, it kind of like fluctuated a little bit, but it did stay. It didn't just go dark and die. And you place them within the bag of holding. In the meantime, Mia, you found this small cliff face that's about 2 feet tall. You kind of like scramble up into a low-rise room, and the ceilings in here in this cavern haven't been very big. It's only been maybe 8 feet. Ken's been pretty much like just under the top of
Scraping the
it.
ceiling.
Yeah, he crouching down at some of the lower parts, and up there it's only about 5 feet. So even Mia has to crouch a little bit to stand up.
I don't like it.
It's very, very tight. And there are more of
Yep.
those, not the mushrooms, but there are some strange, like, purple crystals, like the ones you had seen above in the cavern, that also have a strange, like, dark light glow to them.
Alright, touch them. What do they do?
Right? I want to.
We don't know what it does.
But that's the point. That we gotta figure out what they do.
What if
It's
it
now that
bites?
I remember
Okay, what if I use my mage hand this time?
See,
To
now
touch
you're
it.
thinking smart.
that.
Or we should call it arcane smarts.
Alright.
Like street smarts, but arcane smarts.
You
Magic smarts.
cast your mage hand, it manifests itself in front of you, and you drift it across the gap, kind of resting it on the crystal. There is a reaction. It's faint, but there's like a slight resonance, almost like a low key, really low sound wave, like a coming off of the crystal as the mage hand touches it, and you see it grow just a little bit brighter.
Well, it didn't explode. Does that mean now I can touch it?
Mm-mm. No, I'm not gonna risk it.
Mommy.
Let's just continue, please.
Can the mage hand try to pick one up as we walk away?
Roll me, because it's got a strength limit, right? Like it could only hold 10 pounds.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you hug at it, and while your mage hand is in contact with the crystal, it has that like hum to it, but you can't exert enough force in any angle to break it.
Alright. Walking away.
The tunnel continues down to the right, and as you get further and further in, the earth beneath your feet has gotten softer. Not like loose soil yet, but more churned. The ceilings are still pretty low, even going into this room here, which is at the end of the tunnel. You can see that the ceiling is still only about 10 feet. Let's see.
Oh, so it's the perfect height for Nicholas.
You guys continue on.
Yep.
I think so.
Should have been asking this, and at this point, the noise is made from the flashing mushrooms. Are you guys proceeding carefully, quietly, or?
Carefully.
Carefully.
All right, let's do this then. Everybody, roll me a stealth check, because I should have done this at the beginning of the map.
It's
Like
fine.
The flash
We're not
The
stealthy.
flashbang goes off and it's just quiet, yelling like, "Ah, my eye! Ah!"
There was definitely a moment of noise being made. Okay.
At least I did that one.
You didn't.
Right?
It's really not bad. Okay.
Surprisingly decent.
Let's, okay. Okay. All right. Just working some stuff in the background. Okay. All right. So you guys continue on into the room here. Everyone roll me a perception check too. Okay, much better than last time.
Yeah, we didn't get any nat ones.
As you guys
Right.
begin to slowly creep your way down these tunnels, Ken, that rumbling that you'd felt earlier returns. It's intermittent. It's kind of like and you guys slow to keep your progress slow and quiet. You step lightly as you step into the room, and as you get closer and closer, it gets more and more intense, more and more extreme. But you can now kind of make out this whole room as I struggle with the reveal tool.
Reveal.
You look around to your left, and you see another tunnel kind of stretching further down, although it does get pretty narrow after about 10 feet. But you also can feel, all of you can now feel it beneath your feet, this constant rumbling. And it's best to proceed quietly.
Okay. Does anyone have what's the spell? Pass without trace.
I think Takashi had that.
Takashi had that. I do not.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Maybe mass invisibility. Let me check.
No, we're trying to reduce sound.
I was thinking like, damn it, I can't switch armor types without taking a short rest. I think. So I can't use the fucking thing that gives me advantage on. Well, neutralizes my stealth check.
The infiltrator. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's up to the
I
dice
say
then.
we fly, like use our flying abilities to like just be just above the ground.
Just to hover.
Yeah, just hover and just slowly into that.
Okay. As you guys lift off the ground with your various means of flight, not able to go very far up because it's a pretty low ceiling here, you hug this wall heading for the only other exit in the tunnel. You creep through and into this very, very narrow space.
Nope, I don't want to go this way.
You're in the lead.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's unfortunate.
as you reach this first kind of like junction, Mia refuses to go further.
What's going
Nicholas
on?
should be with me because my broom can handle his weight.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's too small, and I'm going to get stuck again. And that was not fun last time.
Stuck, relax.
We got stuck last time. Literally last time we were in a small space together, and we both got stuck.
Okay.
Rumbling beneath your feet begins to intensify a conversation. As Mia's voice grows in volume, the rumbling stops.
All right. I'll just gesture to Mia, just like, please.
Don't shh me.
Kenna will gesture to his hands like his hands like coming together in like a maybe like a shrinking. He's trying to like charade like shrinking, and then he's gonna use a level 2 to cast reduce.
Okay. Reduce Mia's size to that of a small creature. The tunnel in front of you grows wider,
is
Mia.
better.
And you can fit through.
Okay.
Everybody, one by one, I need you guys to roll me a dex check to get through there. Except for Nicholas. He's small enough that he doesn't need to.
Oh, god damn it.
Am I small
Nick's
enough
already
now,
just a
too?
little guy.
Just put you up there for a second. Mia. Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm small enough now too, right?
Yeah, you're small enough not to. You don't need to. So as Ken, you make Mia small. She reduces in size and adorably kind of scurries through this very narrow passageway. And then as you kind of like sigh with yet another task completed, you turn and begin to push your way through the rocks. And you make it about halfway. And now you're stuck. The rest of you manage to get just a little bit further in as you kind of like fall in behind Ken, but he's like wedged himself. His armor, the chest plate, is caught between two like stones that have like you can't even back out. You're just wedged.
Can I take my rapier and clink?
What are you plinking?
Unwedging him from the rock.
Oh, roll me a
I'm
strength
sure
check.
that'll go well.
A strength check? Why does it have
Yeah.
to be strength?
Because you're unwedging him.
Oh, damn it. Just cast Earthbind.
You're
and make him
unwedging a
more
very
wedged.
large man in a very small space.
Mia, behind you, you get through the space and you turn around and look up at the narrow place that
Yay!
you just walked through, and you watch as Ken
Oh,
gets
see?
himself jammed.
See, that's exactly what I was talking about. And
Aerith,
that's
you
scary, and I don't like it.
poke out with your rapier, summoning the Sicarius as quietly as you can. You kind of wedge it in there and you start to try to like leverage against his armor. You cannot find any like angle to be able to leverage him smaller or the tunnel wider, unfortunately.
I don't know what to do.
And everyone except for Mia roll me a strength check or a stealth check. Stealth check. As the rumbling kind of circles
it.
itself around.
Nice.
I love caverns, guys. Tunnels are so great.
They're worse than
It's
doors.
okay, the purple worms will get us out.
You don't know.
Mia, do you have the tunnel making thing still?
I do.
Okay.
Is once I guess it gets back to my turn for whatever's happening right now.
Let's see. So Aerith,
But-
yeah, I mean, if you have something you want to do as you guys are like discussing this, and Aerith is trying to pry Ken free, and Ken, make me a strength check. As you try to force yourself, are you trying to force yourself through or out? Because it's different checks, different like DCs.
I'm just trying to just push ahead.
Roll me a strength check.
The rumbling is making me anxious.
You can do it. Ken, you have strength.
You
I
kind
can
of like
use. Hold on. I can give you a D4 at least.
okay.
Maybe it'll help.
It does because it was a 15 to get through. You
Hell
push, kind of like
There we go.
you feel the stone tugging against armor, and so you try to twist your body to get like the little notches to not get caught. And as you do, Mia looks up and sees the struggling, and with a little pluck on the strings of luck, you twist in just the right way and kind of like push forward into the still small space, but not nearly as like narrow. Here it's about 3 feet wide, where you can kind of stand sideways and look down down like your shoulder at Mia, who can pretty much stand shoulder to shoulder with the wall. Ahead of you, the tunnel continues at about that width, so it's going to be
I
a
will try to
trek.
help pull him through.
Okay.
I'm sure that'll work well.
Well, you've made enough room now where it's time for the rest of the group to get through. So Nicholas can totter on through.
Wow.
Damn, Earth, that's a limerick right there.
Man's got bars.
He does.
That's like a rhyming spell, too.
Yeah. As Nick pushes himself, or kind of like hops down off the broom and walks through the narrow passageway, Aerith and Oni, one last stealth check from the both of you.
Okay, what is with me in 4s?
I don't know. Okay. All right, let's see.
Flash.
You're gonna flash Aerith?
You're gonna flash
Yeah.
it?
Well,
Ken, wait until you're alone.
Okay.
Flash
All
genius.
right. Flash of genius. All right. Aerith, it is your turn. As you guys see Nicholas get through, you turn around, you can still feel the rumblings. It's almost like this constant low-level earthquake of something moving beneath your feet, just rumbling around. But you guys have managed to stay quiet enough and
Just enough.
discreet enough to not draw attention. Can you make me a dexterity check, as you kind of had to push your way through this narrow space as well?
Maybe.
We believe in you, Eric.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
With
slide.
ease.
Sorry.
No. You slide right up next to Nicholas. You still have to keep like a sideways stance, where you have like your back up against one side of the wall and the other wall is only about a foot or so in front of your face, but you can easily like sidle your way along the wall through this passage.
I'll need better, because I'm on a roll.
Oni, you have a plus ridiculous to your dexterity, but roll me a dexterity check.
Plus ridiculous.
Plus ridiculous, yeah. Okay, let's see. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's not the 15 like the other ones that you have.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a. The ability checks benefit from Dex
Proficiency.
and Wisdom. Yeah,
See,
together,
I see.
but just Dex is just a 7.
Gotcha. Okay. You manage to squeeze your way through. Your robe's getting caught on a couple of the stones, and you have to adjust yourself. And at one point, you tug, and there's a heavy clattering of a loose stone that was pulled loose. And as you push yourself just into the hard nook, you tug, the stone works itself loose, clatters to the ground, and hits the loose dirt stone floor beneath your feet with a dang that just sort of echoes through the tunnel. You guys hold position for just a second before the rumbling grows in intensity, and you kind of like go, and start pushing through the tunnel. Being in this slightly wider space, you can move through without needing to make these checks at the moment, and you get in about another 10 feet before you see the thing that has been hunting you slam its massive maw into the opening of the cavern, this like long tongue lashing out to try to grab at whatever's in there before it roars down the hallway. You feel at the front of it this burst of hot breath and acrid, just disgusting smell. But the purple worm cannot get into this small cavern, and you are able to continue your journeys downward unaccosted. They are very angry that their snack got away.
Blah, 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 blah.
I kept rolling so bad for them. They were so bad. Okay. So as you guys continue down, the roars of the purple worms in the distance behind you growing fainter and fainter and fainter. The tunnel kind of like twists and turns a little bit. Everybody make me another dexterity saving throw as you come to another narrow place. Everyone except for
Saving
Mia and
throw?
Nicholas. No, not a saving throw. Just check. Sorry, you're right.
Am I
Dex
still
check.
small?
You should be, because it's... Is it a minute or an hour?
A
Should be an
minute.
hour.
Hour.
No, it's a minute.
It's a
Is it a
minute?
minute?
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
Yes.
It is a minute. Then you would have to make the check as well, Mia, as you come up to yet another narrow place within the tunnel.
14. Dexterity. See? See, this is what I was saying. It's so small.
Get yourself wedged in there nice and tight.
No.
The staff is stuck and you can't get your robes out without ripping them.
Flash.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You're just flashing everybody tonight.
Ken offers you a point of encouragement and advice, and you manage to pull your staff free, push through into the small tunnel that you're in kind of wound to the left and the right, all proceeding down. And as it turned hard to the left, it opened into a not large room, but about 10-foot by 15-foot room. Not even a room, a chasm, a cavern, with two other tunnels kind of stretching out and down on either side of it. Enough, at least, that you can push yourself through Mia into it and feel like you can actually breathe as you're no longer stuck in this
She-
tight space.
She gets out into that and just kind of like crouches down on the ground.
Tears
And-
running down her face. I don't like it here.
Can the rest of you make me dex checks with... Oh, wait, you did. You did? You did. Okay. All right. Okay. The rest of you manage to push yourselves through, kind of like tugging against the tightness, and as you step into this space, you catch your breath, you take a look around. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Mia's too busy crying.
Yep.
You don't feel any rumbling beneath your feet. There is a plethora of the strange glowing fungus kind of filling either side of this wall. Not the same strobing variety that you just came into, but this more like greens and reds than purples and blues. Some of them have spots, others with stripes, but they just sort of line the walls in this dimly lit cavern. You don't feel anything beneath your feet or really hear anything. It's just the quiet of the underground.
And I'll briefly go comfort Mia just to make sure she's okay before we proceed. Because obviously, I want her to be at her best if we carry on.
Why is everything so small down here?
Yeah, I know. This is a first for me too. But we're gonna get through this. Just hang on for a little bit longer, okay?
Okay. I don't want to get stuck again. I can't move, and that's scary, even though I don't really know why.
I have ways to assist with that, so you won't have to worry. We're gonna be fine. Just let's keep it moving. Wherever this is.
You have... Oh, good, sorry.
No, she's just like warily, just like, all right, if you say so.
You have two paths ahead of you, kind of pretty much just equidistant. They seem to just branch off, one to the left and down, and one to the right and down.
Well, what are you guys thinking? Right or left?
I vote right.
I was also gonna vote right.
It does not matter to me.
This is
Yeah,
the
I'm,
opposite of what we
I'm,
do
I'm
in treasure maps.
yeah, I was thinking, are we gonna do left is best? But I'm definitely down with right. If neither have any sort of indicators that this one is more perilous than the other or some sort of danger sign, right? Because we're going underground. It's probably all danger at this point.
Yeah, I mean, gauging from the perception check that you had earlier, Oni, you don't feel like either side would be more or less dangerous. Honestly, you get you get the idea that they might both lead to the same place, just in different paths, because it's kind of just a winding split, is what it looks like.
Yeah, then I'm down. If you guys want to go right, we can take the right path.
Right is
Okay.
might.
All right. As you comfort, or as Ken finishes comforting Mia, you guys kind of pick yourselves up, dust yourselves off, head down the right-hand path. The tunnel is wide here, not like super wide, but it's about 6 feet wide enough that you can walk in a straight line without having to like squeeze through space. It's only about 8 feet tall in the tunnel, so Ken, you're still having to like duck at some of the lower rocks that hang down, but for the most part, you guys can just continue
I keep
on.
forgetting Ken became a giant.
Yeah, Ken's tall now. Um, Continuing on this path as it heads down and down and down and down and down. How are you guys proceeding?
Carefully, I would assume.
Roll me another stealth check.
Sadly.
It's dark and the air is thick, but it's not like stagnant. There's something refreshing the oxygen down here,
Moist.
and you're not quite sure. Yeah, there is a moisture to it, a humidity, but it's not like warm humidity. It's like a cold, almost chilling humidity. Um, as you guys step, continuing along the path quietly with each step, Oni, in the distance, you can see there is a shape kind of sitting against one of the sides of the tunnel. It's pretty much just continued in this straight, consistent diameter size as it went down at like a pretty gradual 25-degree angle and swerved left and right a little bit, and it widened a couple times and then got narrower. And as it gets to one of those wider points, you see this form on the opposite side of the room, about 100 feet away from you, sitting down against the wall, just sort of slumped over, and looks humanoid.
Only will tap the person in front of him. I think is Aerith on the shoulder, gesture to it. He's not saying a word because he's trying to be stealthy. So that he can do the same for the person in front of him, so we can chain gang and let everybody know that something's over there.
Chain Morse code.
Okay. As you pass on the message, each time it's being pointed out, you kind of have to like look. Aerith, you can see him pretty easily with your Eldritch sight.
Devil sight.
Ken and Mia have the hardest. What sight?
Devil sight.
Devil sight. That's right. Ken and Mia have the hardest of it because they only have 60-foot dark vision range, if I remember correctly. So they would have to be a little bit closer to be able to see the mass at the end of.
I don't even know if I have 60 with the
It's
goggles.
goggles at night. Yeah,
Is it 60 or 30?
it's 60.
Okay.
And I think Nicholas, do you have 120 feet or 60 feet?
I believe I can make it 160.
So at the
But
moment,
the
only
moment
two that
it's not.
the only two that can see it are Oni and Aerith, sitting at the far end of the room.
don't see anything.
I love hearing the gears grinding in all your minds as you're trying to figure it out and trying to be like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
I don't
Just
like
whoever's
this.
behind me,
It's
whoever's
probably
behind
me.
me, she'll turn back to. Okay, she'll turn back to you. Just, I don't see anything. Oh my.
You look back, Aerith, the creature doesn't seem to have noticed you all at all. It's just sort of like, honestly, it looks like somebody asleep, kind of just sitting against the wall, like their knees are up, arms kind of on their knees, their heads down in their arms. So all you can get is that like rough shape of a body.
There's someone there.
Should I go say hi?
No, we need to be quiet.
Okay.
Tell Ken, but quietly.
Ken, but quietly. Now what?
Tell him that there's a person.
Oh, there's a person.
Okay, we'll take things step by step. We'll just be. I guess we'll have to investigate. Hopefully, and hopefully it's not a threat.
So you creep forward slowly?
Yes.
Okay. You creep forward, get within about 60 feet, and as you get within that range, Ken, Mia, Nicholas, you see as the figure manifests itself at the edge of the kind of barrier of darkness that you can see. Coming into focus, you recognize the humanoid shape kind of slumped over itself, but obscured within the shadows of dark vision itself. Still hasn't moved. Do
They
you guys
look
get closer?
fine to me.
I don't know if he's like sleeping completely like frozen with like I guess fear or dead. So you gotta confirm it. So we just gotta be careful and just be ready.
I don't want to confirm it. I'm
Okay.
scared.
You gotta go say hi.
Healed.
As you creep forward, you let me. I got to pull up one thing. I didn't have. Okay. All right. Okay. As you step quietly, creeping across the stone floor, yeah, we'll just use the old stealth checks. You get right kind of about 10 feet away from them, close enough to be able to start making out features. They seem human, older male. They look grizzled but malnourished, and they are asleep.
I think someone got lost.
Well, let's check the area, see if there's. I'll make sure there's nothing else around here that's using the guy as bait.
Okay, roll me a perception check. Or investigation, I guess.
Investigation.
I could poke him with my mage hand.
Well, let me check the area first, and then we'll go with that.
Alright, I have it ready.
Sir. I'll send you a message.
I'm not trying to get anything jumping on us. I use the charge of Puzzler's wit to just to be funny.
It is an intelligence check.
Son of a bitch. Everyone back up.
Oh.
Do you say that out loud?
Well, no, but I didn't say get ready. I said get ready.
Okay. So as Ken kind of
Meow.
looks around the room, he investigates some of like the mushroom clusters for lingering threats, then quietly works his way back over to where the man is, and then kind of like tilts his head at him and kind of like his eyes open. He steps back. Get ready.
I was ready to poke him with a mage hand, if that's what you're talking about.
No, that man's looking real loose. So I was half right. It's a bait. Something casted that here.
You say that out loud.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear a voice come from the man. It is not a bait. I'm sorry for the misdirection. Kind of like looks up to you, tired, weary, heavy eyes lock with yours, but you can see the shimmer of illusion around him. Please, I mean you no harm.
That's tough to say, sir. I'm still detecting you as a illusionary construct, unless you're changing your features somehow.
Just read that. As you say this, Mia's mage hand drifts across, and pokes the man in the shoulder, and he kind of like budges to the side. I am really here. I am merely conveying a form more amenable to conversation. I mean you no harm.
Is he like speaking with words or is he speaking in our heads?
He's speaking with words. He just has kind of this long, drawn-out, tired voice.
And who are you, good sir?
Looks over. My name is Magenta. I am one of the guardians who live here. Who are you all?
Well, I'm an adventurer with the Guardians of the Sword Coast. We are the Wanderers of Starlight. We are on a pilgrimage to the Dale Lands to apprehend or eliminate threats to the realm.
Then
That's
you
all I can
see
say right now.
passage through the mountain. You wish to reach the other side. Kind of like lowers his head back into his hands. That is impossible.
Impossible. Sorry. Why impossible?
Me and mine kept the path, guarded it, watched it, pruned from it that which would infect the world beyond. But kind of like looks down. The mind has been corrupted. The high falls. The spine crumbles. It is impossible to pass through.
Well, that's not good since we need to go there. Can you help us?
Is there any way to open a path to the Dale Lands?
Kind of. The path exists, but that which stands in its way shakes his head. I have never seen the like. The
All right,
great.
well,
Can you describe it?
He looks over. These caves home to many things. Creatures of your world and of the Dales. Smiles. It was beautiful. Thembershad was the biggest risk we had from your side. The great dragon, avarice incarnate, wanting nothing but to feast and feed and take and consume. And so we fed him. We gave him what he desired. The treasures taken from the aberrations of the Dales, the bodies of those who fell in combat. We passed to him. And over time, the third colony and Thembashad forged an alliance, a union, maybe not of communal effort, but of mutual desire to keep going. Something has changed in the world beyond. It changed the dragon. He became more avaricious than I have ever seen him, and seized upon him our leader. And he looks over at Ken, the great mind. Together they have formed an unholy union and destroy all which traverses or lives within these tunnels. I escaped, but I fear I am the last. So you see, it is hopeless.
so what you're saying is something agitated Thembershad, who in turn, you said your leader and him.
They have united, become
Right.
one.
Oh, so they've merged. Okay.
The essence
Or
of the
got married.
dragon was imbued into the body of the mind, and a new creature split forth. I've never seen the like.
So what you're telling me is the only way we're gonna get to the Dale Lands and stop whatever was that agitated Thembershad would be to. I'm picking my words very carefully.
Yeah. Would be to what?
Let their leader rest. If you catch my drift.
Roll me a persuasion check.
God damn it.
Wait, I have one more potion of charisma. Do you want it, Ken?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Knock yourself out. Chug it. Chug, 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 chug.
Just hold one finger up. Just hold on.
Yeah,
Chug
yeah,
the
give me 1
potion.
second.
Yeah, sorry.
My mouth's dry.
Yeah, well, parched. Okay, yeah, I'm drinking it.
Okay. Drink the potion. Roll me a check with advantage. Okay. 12. Okay. Go ahead and roll your d4.
Oh wait,
It'll help.
I can use flash.
You can. Sure.
God damn it.
Yep.
Okay. Every bit helps. All right. So 18. 18 is definitely not bad. The man kind of like stands up and takes on his full height. He's wearing long robes that go all the way to the floor, but his sleeves are kind of like cut loose, where you can see the muscly arms beneath. Not like thick and bulky, but kind of lean and well cut. He stands up and looks Ken looks at the rest of the party. You believe yourself strong enough to conquer an ancient evil such as Thembashad.
We've eliminated 2 ancient dragons before.
Kind of like
We fight a lot of dragons.
walks over towards you guys, and as he does, he more glides along the ground and gets a little bit closer, kind of filling in that 5 feet of space. If you would try it, I would like to accompany you. Perhaps somehow I can preserve my colony if I am there.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Guys, it looks like the cult's doing their bullshit again.
As
Could
long
we-
as you
Could
promise
we get a
to be.
little elaboration on who your colony is and who you are specifically, sir? Like, I can appreciate bad things happening, but I would like a little more, like,
Clarification.
openness. Yeah.
Roll me a persuasion check. As he looks over at you, and Oni's. Let's see, what's your. Got a good insight, right?
Damn.
But what's your investigation on Oni?
Probably nothing. Probably a flat 0, because I don't
Okay.
think. No, it's a 1.
Oh, all right. It's not too bad. But either
He's got
way,
a,
you don't
he's got a
need to.
13 intelligence, apparently.
You don't need to be able to see through the illusion for this to work, because a 20 persuasion will do it. As the man Magenta sighs, very well, but I ask you to stay your blades. Please, remember, I mean you no harm.
As long as you promise to be nice too.
He kind of like looks over to you and smiles, and as he does, there's a shimmer of his body as the human form beneath disappears and is replaced by that of a mind flayer. It floats gently above the ground,
I'm
looking at
getting
each of you.
PTSD.
You hear in your minds, "This is my true form. We assume the other form when outsiders are near to alleviate conflict."
Understandable. And I appreciate you being open with us, and you have our word. We will try our absolute to rectify the situation you've explained to us.
Your consideration is unexpected from the mortals of your world. We are usually met with much more apprehension.
Aerith is trying really hard not to make a face.
Roll me a
Well,
deception check.
How come you have tentacles on your face?
Mia, rude.
Would you like them?
Damn it.
Looks at Aerith, meets your eyes as you attempt to not make a disgusted face, but he doesn't seem to be offended. It is a simple process of ceramorphosis, and then you could become like me.
I would not recommend it.
I don't know what that means.
Perhaps in time.
Okay, so let's, I guess, do you have a way to get where this person, thing, well, not thing, that sounds derogatory, this being is currently at?
The aberration has made its nest deep within the third colony. It has taken the room that we had set for the Elder Brain as its home and devoured or enslaved all of my kin that lay within the city.
What?
I
Hold
know.
on. If it was, it's like it's just killed all of your kin. It hasn't like controlled them.
It tried. Not all could be subjected to it, like myself. Those that did not fall under its control were hunted relentlessly. I escaped. I do
So,
not know why.
well,
Aren't
if it's
all mind flayers
hunting,
evil?
This one is more desperate.
That does not change. Like, this is out of character, but like, aren't all mind flayers evil?
Yes,
Yes.
technically, but
I
morality
guess.
is fluctuated.
This is why nobody
Evil.
trusts the Emperor.
Yeah, I mean, like at the same. Yeah, exactly. Um, at the same time, like Zariel was definitely pretty fucking evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we
Hey,
wouldn't
I
do with
never said
her.
Robert was a good guy.
It's true. I'm not saying Magenta's a good guy. I'm saying he wants help, and you guys have rolled well
I
enough for
get
him
it.
to
His
reveal who
name's
he is.
Magenta because he's magenta colored.
I don't trust it.
See, yeah, the unfortunate part here is, like, especially once he's revealed that he's a mind flayer. Oni doesn't really care that he's a mind flayer, you know, Oni's not, like, bigoted or anything, but the ramifications of that are that he talked about the mind being overtaken, so that means Oni's kind of like putting two and two together here. There's a fucking mind flayer dragon that we're gonna end up running into that I don't like the idea of.
I don't like
So
it
we
either.
probably need to proceed exceedingly cautiously here.
Fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Our brains get eaten and we all die.
Nah.
Because he's kind of like fiddling with Bahamut's freedom. I don't think Mind Flayer is a normal element this thing can absorb. So I do not believe it will offer me much benefit here.
I'm
So
sorry.
we
I
might need to be really careful.
I would advise caution regardless of the artifacts we carry. The Elder Brain has existed since the world tore itself apart. It is power. It is ancient. And it has now been corrupted by a fearful, avaricious, and terrified dragon.
So, so you just need us to kill it, right?
I need my family back. But
Well, I don't know
I do
how
not
we do that, unfortunately.
if you need to get through the mountain, then we will need to pass through the colony. And doing so undiscovered will not be possible. The only
Don't
way
we
out is through.
don't we want to get discovered though? Because then we can take care of the dragon thing.
If that is your plan. Until 20 minutes ago, my plan was to sit here until my strength ran out. But a new plan has presented itself.
Okay. Well, y'all.
As much as I don't like it, mind flayers are powerful. So if he wants to free his colony, sure. And it's, one less dragon we have to deal with. I don't like it. I don't
What
like it.
if
I just don't like it, but
Nope.
What?
Not at all.
What? What if in doing this, right? We're all pretty clear on the whole assumption of what mind flayers are, what they do, that whole thing. We know not to just blindly trust it, but what if we present a situation where they have no choice but to act if we help them? And we just add mind flayers to the cause, you know? Like, what if we just have a pocket mind flayer colony ready to descend to back us up? Because their whole thing probably running counter to Tiamat's whole thing, in that, you know, they want to do what she wants to do, but for themselves, and she wants to do what she wants to do for herself. So, like, we got a common enemy,
I
maybe we
would
can.
not trust a mind flayer.
But you're fine with devils.
Nicholas is not fine with either of those. Robert was fine with devils. I, as Nicholas, am not fine with either or.
Well, we already have the devil, so what's one more questionable
Nicholas
ally?
doesn't know you have devils,
Yeah, we never
and
told
he
him.
would be strictly against it.
Oh no.
Well, it's too late now.
So yeah, just
What's
keep
the
that in
worst
mind,
that can
because
happen?
it sounds like regardless of whether we're trying to, you know, add another card to our deck for later, we have to deal with this now to get through. So, I mean, if we're planning to kill it, the dragon thing, I mean, what better way to endear ourselves to mind flayers? Now, granted, they are mind flayers, and they probably won't give a fuck. There's a good chance they turn on us. You know, we're all aware of that. We're not assuming. Well, they'll just be thankful that we're helping them. Yes, tally
Sure.
ho. No, like, but I mean,
You don't know.
if we present a situation where it's very clear that if they don't act in a manner, you know, that kind of aligns with what we're doing, there won't be something for them to try to take over eventually, you know?
I mean, it's still risky either way.
Oh yeah, we took a big risk just coming down here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I guess if you don't want to be friends with them, and then we just kill the dragon brain, and then also him. Because you said you're like the last one left, right?
Stop.
Kind of like you see like his head tilt back in that, like, I'm about to start talking, and then Ken cuts in and he just sort of nods. I am the last free thinking illithid of the third colony. But that does not mean that everyone is. If we can free them from this aberration's control, maybe there's a chance.
Well, bare minimum, I ask that once we do this and set your people free, you know, we're immune from attacks or anything of that nature. We can agree on that at the bare minimum.
He like lowers his head. Of course, no harm from me or mine will befall you or your allies. You have my word.
What am I getting from that?
He seems brutally honest. Like, honestly, you get this feeling of almost gratitude. Like, that he's grateful that anyone is even willing to try to help them. And you sense no deception in that.
Honestly, I think it'll be fine because you said you were protecting everybody anyways, right? So even if we did free you, you wouldn't want to go and kill anybody if you were protecting.
We sustain ourselves on the strange creatures and mutations that drift in from the Dale lands. We have no interest in feeding or expanding beyond the spine. We were put here to protect it.
Okay. Sounds like we got our next target.
Alrighty then.
I have one more question. Could we just use you as bait to find the dragon faster?
I know where the dragon is. We do not need bait.
Could we fight it somewhere not where it is, in case that it likes being there, and maybe if it was outside of there, it wouldn't like it?
Kind of like turns around and looks up at the wall. The well that held the elder brain for eons laid at the center of Dramashore. To get to the other side, there is no other way through. We must pass by its lair if we are to reach the Dales. And I need it destroyed if I am to try to reclaim my people.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, I want to do that, but I'm saying, like, can you, like, lure it out to chase you, and then we attack it?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion?
Kind of like raises his head and like straightens his back and almost like looks up as you hear the words in your mind. If that is my role in this, then so be it. I will serve to attempt to draw the dragon free.
We won't let you die. We'll be right next to you the whole time.
Kind of nods, but his head never really like lowers an angle. It's just like his eyes close and it just tilts up and down, but it's still got that like upward angle to it. Then allow me to guide you to Drama Shore. And from there, our adversary.
Fuck.
Okay.
You guys made it to the Underdark.
Yeah, we're here.
The first thing we have to deal with is a fucking elder brain dragon. Great.
I'm just trying to
It's not the
streamline things,
first
okay?
thing.
Yeah.
Like the last thing we have to deal with, and then we can go through.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys dealt with purple worms, you dealt with climbing through the mountains, but seeing as I had planned on another purple worm fight and had only prepped up to this point, I don't have Drama Shore ready, so I don't have anything to show you guys for the city yet, but Magenta will, nodding in gratitude to the party, kind of lead you down through another long and winding tunnel that takes about another 2 hours to finish traversing. There are no more narrow points, and as you pass along it, while there aren't like footprints or indentations in the stonework to show that people had traveled here on foot, there are signs of travel through here. Brushes along the stone walls and places where things had obviously been set up to rest at. But the people down here don't need to walk because they float.
They float.
As he drifts forward, did you guys have any other questions that you wanted to ask him on the way down there?
Are there other races that stay here? I did research, or had friends that do research.
There are a few who live within these depths. This cave network does not intersect with them. We wished to insulate ourselves from the bickering of the drow and duergar and rock gnomes to better serve the true purpose of our lives. kind of looks around. But that does not mean that we were not once so.
So, who told you to protect stuff?
Kind of like stops. I do not know. It has always been there. A drive within the elder brain. Perhaps all that's left of that drive is now within me.
Oh, I
It's
see.
not so much that we stand in the way of others. We serve a natural hunting purpose here. We are still predators, but we have been guided to use our skills in a way to benefit the world at large.
I see. I see. Well, I guess that answers my question.
And you call yourselves adventurers. It has been many decades since your kind traversed these halls. The world above still turns, I take it.
Yeah, bit by bit, people are getting by what they can,
Good.
but we're here to keep that continuing, as it were.
And we serve the same purpose and have aligned goals. The continuity of the world. The persistence of life. The necessity of death. Ken just starts to pontificate to himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Caleb just like nod his head. It's like, yeah, pretty much. And I guess continue on because
Yep.
he's trying to get locked in for this hell of a fight we're about to get into.
All right.
Where do we find?
So,
What's the worst that could happen?
Right?
None of my spells work.
Yeah, spells are going to be
Yeah.
difficult to use.
as you continue along the winding path, it finally terminates at the edge of what looks like a cliff face. You stare out into a massive abyss, so far in every direction you cannot see the cliff walls opposite of you. But beneath you, kind of filling the dark space, a series of tall, jutting stalagmites, possibly 30 or 40 feet in diameter, with a city built of stone and glowing crystalline laid out before you. Obvious or easily recognizable roads built into almost like a grid pattern with these stone buildings with the purple pinkish crystal that you'd seen growing within the mountain, uh, gathered together and utilized as a sort of like street lamp. These floating bulbs of purple light casting an eerie dark light glow on the city beneath you. And as you kind of stand at the edge of this cliff face, Magenta turns towards the rest of you and goes, "And this is Dramashore." And he points with one long, very, very long finger towards the center where you see what looks like almost like a temple. The center oval shaped like a football arena and almost about the same size. The front end stretching out with large pillars and all around it, all the streets kind of feeding into it like Rome. All the roads coalescing on this one central point. And as you guys take in the sight beneath you, you hear a deep and guttural
Oh god.
From deep within the center, and you see as 2 or 3 different mind flayers drift into the air and begin to float towards the center of the city. And that is where we'll leave this week's game to pick up next week outside Drama Shore.
It's fine.
It can never be easy. You know, there's mind flares involved. Man.
Man.
I thought about skipping this because of Akron. I thought about it. I really, really want to run mind flayers, guys.
You just want to try and eat our brains, don't you?
Well, I feel like if you guys got through this whole adventure and we didn't do an Underdark arc, it would be really disappointing. And this is the only time I could think of in the whole plot that I have right now where you're going to be in the Underdark. So, welcome to Drama Shore, the illithid city of the 3rd colony of the Protectors of the Spine.
Fuck.
Well, here's hoping they're chill.
Yeah, I'm
Maggie's
sure.
chill. That was why I named
Right
him
now,
Magenta.
as soon as we
I
turn
do
our
not
backs on him, he's
chill.
gonna try to rip our brain out our ass or something, bro. I don't want that.
Mhm.
And you guys are so
No.
distrusting.
They're
It's
like
He's a
naturally
mind
evil.
flayer.
Yeah, they are. There was also a big statue of a devil in the dedication to the Protectors of the Spine. There's been a lot of like notes that they might not. These ones might be different, but sure, be racist.
You got it.
We have permission from the DM.
No,
Hell
I
yeah.
hope they're like. I hope even if they're not on our side, convince them to like work with us to fuck the cult up. Because how dope would it be? We go into this final battle. We have the wildest hodgepodge of allies on
You're
our
right.
side. Like dragons, people from the Feywild, the Shadowfell, the Astral Sea, Akleron, fucking devils, mind flayers.
So, like, when I was thinking about it, the core story of Tyranny of Dragons is the world is at threat. Unite the forces of the world to stand against the threat. When we chose to go to level 20, that threat was more everything's at risk. So instead of
Right.
uniting the armies of Toril and Faerun, you're uniting the armies of everywhere because everything is at risk.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I hope the enemy of my enemy is my friend, you know? Sort of deal.
Hey, there's only one way to find out. Only one way, man. That was good. Oh my god, the dream. That was Ken. That was so good, man. I'm so sorry those natural ones, but they were so narratively perfect.
I was so sad.
Oh, I know. It's okay, buddy. Hang in
I
there.
want my little sibling back. Damn it.
I know. It's okay. It'll be fine. I think.
It'll be fine.
But no, a mind flayer, which actively go after intelligence, and we have 3 intelligent-based people.
God.
4 of us are intelligent-based.
No, 3 of us.
3, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mia's
Mia's
not.
a,
charisma.
yeah, you're right.
Charisma.
Mia's a sorcerer, you're right?
Yep.
Jeez.
That's
Wow.
that's scary.
It's fine.
Just kill him first. Easy.
Yeah.
What's the happen?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nicholas gets grabbed, he's just dead.
No, well, don't get grabbed.
Yeah, easy. We have the solution right in front of us. Do not
He
get
is.
grabbed.
I could use a mind flayer to extract. Okay, hold on. Target T.
I mean, he's not going to be able to escape the strength check, so.
I'll just teleport
Oh,
you
okay. He's
out.
got to be incapacitated. Okay, you'd have to be incapacitated, and then he could eat your brain. But they have to incapacitate you before they can eat you.
It's a couple steps to that.
Yeah. He'll get punched in the face in legendary action before that happens, I guarantee you.
Right? I can always pull you out with like vortex warp and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you remembered the black ring, because I wasn't going to remind you.
Oh, I knew I was gonna sit down and do something with it eventually. I just needed some time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now the
I
question
did
that
remember
popped
to
in my mind-
grab Vortex Warp.
the question that just popped in my head: will the Dragon Slayer effect kick in?
It's
Yeah, we don't know what type of dragon it is.
He was at one point a red one, so at least there's a little bit of red dragon in there, right?
Maybe you'll also get psychic damage because of the Elder Brain.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because remember, you got lightning and necrotic from the Draco Lich.
Well, you got lightning came from Jax.
Well,
No,
Jax.
not Jax. No, because you had
Nope,
the sword
because-
missing.
No.
Yeah, Jax threw the sword off the cliff, so I didn't get it from him.
I don't think the lightning came from because the Dracolich gave.
Yeah, it was a blue Dracolich. Remember?
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah,
So
I guess.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm trying. I was like, I can't think of any other blues that have really been thrown at you guys.
I still want to find Jax and be like, come here, you bitch.
Well, we
Oh, no,
killed
we killed
Jack.
him.
Yeah, you killed
Yeah.
Jax.
His brother.
Lenny.
Your brother was a bitch.
Yeah, he ran from you guys when you smacked him a couple times.
He's like, ow, a splinter.
I'm gonna leave now. I hope you guys win. Proceeded to not win. Uh-oh.
Two of the enemy types that give me anxiety.
Nice.
Psychic is, yeah, that's hard because you don't really have resistance to that from a lot of different sources.
Nope.
I just switched out one of my spells for a psychic damage spell. Now I'm just like, will it be affected by this spell now?
Oh wait, that reminds me. Let me check my spell list because. Okay, I still got it. I'm trying to. Damn it! It won't help.
Yeah.
It won't do psychic damage.
Nope.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things like that for everything else but psychic.
I will be
Even
using things
even
that
that
don't.
total barbarian, it doesn't get psychic is the one thing it doesn't get immunity to.
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird.
Resistance.
Yeah. That is super weird in my opinion.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because they just can't. They don't have the brain for it.
The one weakness. One weakness, their brain.
Yeah, just we gotta not get grabbed by mind flayers, easy. We need to not get fucked up by the mind flayer dragon, easy.
Yeah.
We need to convince the mind flayers to be on our side again, easy. And then we just in and out. 10-minute adventure. We got a whole nation of like decrepit mind flayers on our side.
Yeah.
I just saw it, and I'm just like, God damn it.
Man,
I literally just asked Kate if I could switch around a spell. Ugh. I was just like, oh, this spell makes so much more sense for a mid laner to protect the backline.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. I mean, you still get that other. It doesn't do the damage. Yeah, it does psychic damage. Yeah, but you get the minus D4, so there's
yes,
that.
but I was really hoping to add in the damage.
You know.
I mean, you can with everything else except for what's immediately right here. Just like, Oni, I definitely have things in the works to help you that you're going to be able to absorb. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. It's just, unfortunately, we detoured to Acherons.
You know.
I loved the detour to Acheron. It added so much to the world.
I just found it funny that, out of sheer panic, we ended up going there.
Yeah. Purple worms. You guys don't like to fuck around with purple worms, and all your stealth checks tonight showed that you did not want to fuck around with purple worms. Because I wanted to hit you with some purple worms, but you guys were
No.
You rolled well enough. You beat the checks. You tried to fail the checks, but you beat them.
we can't afford to let it, because one of those could just kill our boy Nick on the spot. It
Yeah,
really,
right.
really, really hurts the rest of us regardless. So like, it's not even worth the risk.
Yeah. I understand. I still wanted to eat you, but I understand.
No.
I mean, you almost
we gotta
ate
we gotta
us.
protect Grandpa Nick at all costs, you know.
Oh man. All right. I am gonna go keep working on the dungeon I've been working on while I let Satisfactory grind away in the background.
I'm gonna go chat with Drake and Hawk because they're playing Smite. So Ken, you are welcome to join. I sent you an invite.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go check the lotto, and then I'll be over there.
I gotta get on to
Uh,
do that too.
AJ, I could tell you, fucking Susanoo and Loki are really fucking fun in Smite. Both of
They
them
did.
go so hard.
I don't know if they did change Loki, so I don't know how long ago you played Loki.
Been a little bit, so it's probably pre-change that I'm talking about. So maybe put a thumbtack in Loki being fun. If they change him, he might not be fun anymore.
Loki was Drake's first diamond god, and then they changed him, and then Drake was just like, I don't want to play him anymore. And then Drake started playing Loki recently, and he's just like, I like Loki now. And I'm just like, bitch, make up your mind.
I thought I got the God Pack. Like I played Smite when it first came out in early access years ago, and I thought I bought their God Pack.
Yeah, I didn't get the God Pack. I only got the free characters so far.
So the ones in current rotation, I got the God Pack after like a few weeks of playing it.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to access everything is worth it. I thought I already had it. Oh well. I'll throw
Yeah,
that on there
it's
too.
been forever since I've hopped on, so I might need to let it update just to see. Who all was it? Just Loki they changed?
Well, it depends on how long ago you
Yeah,
played,
I mean,
because
if
they
it's like
also
any other
changed.
MOBA.
They changed Nuwa. Nuwa is different from her first release.
Have they buffed Kepri yet?
I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to the patches, and I don't play Kepri enough, so or at all.
Oh, I got fourth prize! Hey.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like
Oh,
twice
I
in the past
completely
few weeks
forgot.